At the gate to the demon world, a brilliant light appears. A person with a megaphone announces, "Demon World Raid Party, please conduct a final check of your gear, formation, and position." People chat and laugh cheerfully. It's the first time so many of us have gone on a raid together, huh? I'm so nervous. We have the Flying Tiger Guild with us. What's there to worry about? They say this raid is just a training exercise for the Flying Tiger Guild, so there shouldn't be any casualties. I hope they notice me. A man in front sits polishing his sword when suddenly someone asks, "What's your class?" Cell Gang Rim is a bit flustered. The Flying Tiger Guild doesn't recruit based on skill, only by class. If not for that, I wouldn't even be here. Information: Cell Gang Rim. Classification: Tier 3 Insect. Guild: Flying Tiger. This story goes back 5 years. After the awakening, everyone's abilities were decided by their 8 characters of fate. The characters of fate are tied to each person from the moment they are born. It's based on the date and time of our birth. He utterly despised this fact. Fate is such garbage. Someone from behind taps him on the shoulder. He whips around, startled. Hello. You're from the Flying Tiger Guild, right? I think we're on the same team. The young man scratches his neck shyly. This is my first time on a subjugation mission, so I'm pretty nervous. He says cheerfully, but I'm really glad I get to fight alongside someone from the Flying Tiger Guild. Seeing this, he becomes bewildered. Why is this guy talking to me? Is he a rookie? The group from earlier waves them over. Hey you, get over here for a second. The young man points to himself. Huh? Me? The other person whispers, Be careful. That's Cell Gang Rim. Terrified, he looks back. Cell Gang Rim? Then he immediately turns his head forward. We had already made eye contact. Gang Rim sits gloomily in a corner. As expected, the rumors about him had spread. That Cell Gang Rim kills his teammates and steals their powers. His face is expressionless. Many who have teamed up with Cell have returned injured. It is written in his fate that death follows him. If you team up with him, you'll be cursed with misfortune. Those rumors spread because of my power, He pulls something out. The fate window appears, displaying all the information. Cell Gang Rim. Class: Tier 3 Insect. Guild: Flying Tiger Guild. Power: Explore Fate. Class: Tier 3 Dragon. You can check your own fate window or that of others. A common system. Power: Explore Fate. Class: Tier 3 Dragon. You can extract a part of an opponent's fate upon their death and make it your own. However, this will increase your karma, Gang Rim thought to himself. A sinister power that allows me to steal fate from corpses. And it's true that many of my former teammates have been injured. He lowers his head. They were all affected by my wretched fate. Things were gradually becoming clearer. Fate classes are divided into 5 tiers. The highest is God, followed by Dragon, Demon, Human, and Insect. Each tier is further divided into rank 1, 2, and 3. My class, Tier 3 Insect, is the lowest of the low. He had understood the problem long ago. In other words, I'm not strong enough to take down other Awakeners, and there are several conditions that must be met before I can use my power. But he hangs his head even lower. That's why I've never killed anyone or stolen fate from a corpse. He furrows his brow. Damn it, why am I getting so depressed right now? Yuhara rests her chin on her hand, looking at him. Cell Gang Rim, what are you doing here all by yourself? He's startled. Yuhara? She beams. There's going to be a party tonight after the subjugation is over. You're coming, right? Information: Yuhara. Class: Tier 3. God. Guild: Flying Tiger Guild. Kang Tae-han reminds him, Hey, you skipped out last time, so you have to show up this time. Kang Tae-han. Class: Tier 2 Demon. Guild: Flying Tiger Guild. Gang Rim stands up abruptly and starts to walk away. I'm not going. The boy looks surprised. Huh? Why? He replies calmly, It's a hassle. Even if I go, I'll just be treated like dirt by the other guilds anyway. The girl looks a little disappointed. Cell Gang Rim, I even skipped my school field trip to be here. Is it because of those losers who are always so afraid of you? She puts her hands on her hips. Who is it? Just let me know who... He sighs. Do you realize I'm 10 years older than you? She puffs out her cheeks, annoyed. But you're weaker than me. Tae-han steps in, trying to persuade him. Everyone's going to be there, so you have to come too. Harang chimes in. That's right. If anyone dares to bully you, I'll beat them up. A voice rings out from behind. Yuhara, Kang Tae-han. Kang Do-hyun says sternly, I understand you two want to chat with Cell Gang Rim, but the mission is about to begin. The two return to their positions. Kang Do-hyun. Class, Tier 2 Human. Guild, Flying Tiger Guild. The girl says dejectedly, Okay, I'm going. She doesn't forget to add, Hey, promise me you'll come to the party tonight, okay? Then, the two of them leave. See you later, Cell Gangrim. Do-hyun pats his shoulder. Cell Gangrim, take care of yourself, all right? He replies, The Vanguard team is the one that should be worried. I'll just be in the rear. He says with a worried tone, I'm still a bit anxious since you won't be near me. He gives a faint smile. I'll be fine, thanks. After that, the two go their separate ways. I wish I could fight alongside him, too. The announcement speaker crackles to life. Special mission, the Demon World Raid, is now commencing. All teams are to carry out their assigned duties with utmost seriousness. Gangrim looks up, his expression serious as he listens. A powerful light envelops the area. He closes his eyes, telling himself, I just need to stay back and clean up the remaining demons. It'll be fine. I won't hurt anyone. He grips his sword tightly. Right ahead, there are tons of monsters. So many high-level ones have appeared. Vanguard teams, move in! The rear teams are waiting at the entrance gate. Full of fighting spirit, everyone charges forward. The monsters open their mouths wide. Do-hyun immediately attacks one, and Tihan rushes in, swinging his fist at it. Harang rides a beast, charging a hulking monster. Solis is preparing a summon. Rear teams, prepare for battle! It expands its body, shooting out a barrage of something. The leader commands, Front teams, ignore the low-level monsters and hold your positions. 3 monsters are gathered in one spot. Their eyes glow a terrifying red. Gangrim steps forward and slashes. He raises his sword again to fight. Blood splatters as high as the tree branches. He stops, panting heavily. This is harder than I expected. We've gone in too deep, and it's getting harder to breathe from the demonic influence. A monster rushes at him from behind. I need to get out of here soon. It tears a long gash down his back. As if awakened, the other monsters all turn to look at him. They charge from all directions. The first one pins him to the ground. Helpless, Gangrim shuts his eyes tightly. A brilliant flash of light appears. Shinsua quickly dispatches the monsters. Everyone is incredibly grateful. That's the guildmaster of the Flying Tiger Guild. She's even helping the rear teams. He raises a hand and quietly says, Thank you. She waves back in response. Shinsua. Class. 3rd Tier God. Guild. Master of the Flying Tiger Guild. Suddenly, a cascade of rocks and dirt rains down. Startled, she looks in that direction. Everyone breaks into a panic. What is that? Is it the boss? But aren't we still a long way from the boss? A massive monster growls, slowly advancing toward them. The real boss is here. Fire attribute hunters to the front! Its eyes flash with light, and it opens its massive maw. Its back is torn open from a slash, and blood sprays from the wound. The people nearby all shield their faces and shut their eyes. Dust and smoke fill the air. The monster collapses into a pool of its own blood. Reflected in the pool is the figure of a woman. Baek Yang radiates killing intent. Where is Gangrim? Everyone stares at her in silence. Then someone wonders, what the hell is going on? Who are you? Gangrim couldn't help but feel confused. Did that woman just kill the boss all by herself? Why is she looking for me? She coldly raises her sword. She closes her eyes. Fine then. Then she swings her sword at the people nearby. The scene turns horrifying. The people she cut down have all collapsed. Their blood splatters onto his astonished face. Baek Yang coldly declares, I just need to kill all of you, because Cell Gangrim is among you. Dust and smoke swirl thickly. Blood flows from the monster's body, and in the pool, the figure of Baek Yang is reflected. She stands amidst the smoke. Where is Cell Gangrim? Bewildered, Gangrim looks down. Did this woman really just kill the boss all by herself? Why is she looking for me? He hides in a tree, his body emitting a faint glow. Should I use Destiny's Insight to check her out first? The system interface appears. Activating ability, Destiny's Insight. All information available. Baek Yang, subclass Demigod. This person's destiny is secured. He is astonished. Demigod level? I've never seen this level before. The system continues. Regression class, Demigod level. Allows you to carry all current memories back to the past. This ability cannot be used upon death. He marvels to himself, such a top-tier regression ability. I should just go down there. Maybe she came here because she has some information about me. Suddenly, a tree branch shoots out, blocking his path. A voice rings out, Stay put! Hey! He slowly realizes. Telepathy. I guess I shouldn't interfere with what's happening down there. Sua steps forward, coldly gripping her sword. What do you want? Upon seeing her, Baek Yang demands, Are you Sel Gangram? Sua replies, He is a member of my guild. You can deal with me. Baek Yang closes her eyes. No need. With that, she swings her sword again, cutting down 2 more people. Their blood splatters onto her body and face. I just need to kill every last one of you, assuming Sel Gangram is hiding in this crowd. She asserts firmly, I will show no mercy. Sua grits her teeth and charges forward to attack. Elsewhere, Gangram struggles to cut through the giant branch. I'm the one that woman is looking for, he decides. I have to get out there before it's too late. He shouts as he slashes at the branch. Let me go, Shinswa! Down below, people scatter in a panic, fleeing from the killer. Everyone, run! The 2 women continue their fierce battle. Baek Yang indifferently states her condition. I will spare their lives if you hand over Sel Gangram. Sua refuses without a moment's hesitation. I will not let you harm a single member of my guild! Baek Yang counters her attack, sending Sua flying backward. Sua coughs up a mouthful of blood, her face contorting in pain. Just as Baek Yang raises her sword to finish her off, 3 people charge from behind. She senses them instantly and whirls around to attack. She and Do-hyun clash. He flinches as the sharp blade stops right at his neck. Nearby, Sua lies heavily injured. Suddenly, someone else jumps down. Tahan aggressively throws a punch right at her face. You bastard! But she easily catches his fist. He screams in agony. A few others gather nearby, watching. Damn you! You're in my way! Baek Yang stands before them, radiating pure killing intent. Gangram's shout echoes, Help! He tries to drive his sword down. I have to get out of here! It's the same question again. Where is Gangram? He finally succeeds in cutting through the branch. He encourages himself. Just a little more. You can stop panting now. Then he immediately rushed outside. Gangram fell straight into the pool of fresh blood below. He propped himself up with his hands and slowly sat up, his eyes filled with horror. All of his comrades had been taken down. Baek Yang slowly walked towards him. Still in shock, he stared at her. She coldly stepped past everyone's bodies, the brutal scene hitting him with full force. His face turned pale with fear. I was too late. The sense of loss and self-blame burst out through 2 streams of tears. It would have been better if I had just died. His tears fell ceaselessly. It's all my fault. A guy who's only at the insect level. But Baek Yang maintained her cold expression. You must be Sel Gangram. Suddenly, large branches from Sua shot out of the ground. She appeared forcefully. How dare you? She also reacted in time. Touch a member of my guild, she said. I don't understand. Baek Yang looked at her indifferently. If you had just handed over Sel Gangram, you could have saved the others. Then, she was impaled by Baek Yang's sword. She struggled to explain. The duty of a guildmaster is to protect. Sua shouted with all her might, her hand still gripping Baek Yang's wrist tightly. The guild members. A flash of light appeared. Gangram helplessly blinked, watching her get stabbed. The barrier has been dispelled. Run! Tears welled up in his eyes. A thought appeared in his mind. I'm going to die. He was fully aware of the situation. I can't beat her. He stared at her intently. I'm going to be killed by her too. She came here to kill me. I should have been the only one to die. But why? His gaze shifted towards Sua. Why was Shin Sua the one who died? The familiar system window appeared, examining corpses in the area. He saw it as one last chance. Do you wish to use the fate-stealing ability? Gangram looked at her with resentment. The system asked carefully, Activate fate-stealing ability? Using this ability will accumulate karma. There are currently 421 corpses in the area. Whose fate do you wish to steal? He bit his lip in anger, drawing blood. His eyes blazed. All 421 of them. Now his aura had completely changed. The system updated, checking which fates can be stolen. It's all because of this insect-class fate-bearer. Gangram squeezed his eyes shut with guilt. Your primary magic level is too low. Only a portion of the fates can be extracted. So many people died because of me. After a moment of checking, he received the results. Due to the large number of targets, fates will be extracted randomly. Painful memories flooded back. They were right. Your magic has been enhanced after absorbing a portion of the target's magic. You have acquired the ability, White Flower in Full Bloom. Wherever you go, death follows. You have acquired the ability, Art of Stealth. Then came the beautiful memories. Your water attribute endurance has been enhanced. If anyone bothers you, big bro, I'll take care of them. It's all my fault. Don't worry, no one is kinder than him. You have acquired the ability, 1,000-pound weight. You have acquired the ability, skywalking. Gangrim clutched his head, dizzy. My fate killed everyone. It's all my fault. A voice rang out. You have an interesting fate. He looked up with lifeless eyes. You have acquired the ability, woodleaf technique. Baek Yang coldly uttered 2 words, just die. The system concluded, you have successfully stolen the fates of 421 people. Immediately after, he unleashed a powerful horizontal slash at her body. This is all your fault. She couldn't help but be astonished. She quickly retreated. Gangrim told himself, I can't let it end like this. Then the 2 of them charged at each other. I have to get revenge on this woman before I die. The ability. Master Swordsmanship has been activated. Her image was clearly reflected in his eyes. The ability, Eagle Eye, has been activated. He lunged forward without hesitation. The ability, Reflection, has been activated. He slashed again before she could react. The ability, Golden Buddha, has been activated. Baek Yang immediately countered. The ability, Steel Body, has been activated. His body was struck by several sword blows. The ability, Pain Tolerance, has been activated. He leaped into the air. The ability, Skywalking, has been activated. He held his sword firmly, aiming straight for her. The ability, 1,000-pound weight, has been activated. He seized the opportunity. She had revealed an opening. She looked back, her eyes glowing. A massive force descended. The ability, Ice Soul Summoning, has been activated. Gangrim coughed up a mouthful of blood. He was slammed straight into the ground. He clenched his fists in anger. Damn it, even with all these abilities, I still don't know how to use them. His sword was broken. Luckily, some abilities can activate automatically, but I can't unleash their full power with a body and weapon like this. He reassessed the situation. Even after stealing the fates of 421 people, I still can't get my revenge. Another wave of attacks headed for him. Gangrim squeezed his eyes shut. If only I understood how to use these abilities. Suddenly, he had an idea. That's right. There's one ability I understand best. One of Baek Yang's weapons pierced his leg. He collapsed in pain, trying to pull it out. He squinted at her. She taunted him arrogantly. It's useless, Cell Gangrim. You were destined to die. He used all his strength to pull out the shard. His eyes were filled with determination. I've watched it for years. He summoned a series of Sua's tree branches. If it's this ability, the large branches then shot straight towards her. Then I know enough about it. The ability, Woodleaf Technique, has been activated. Baek Yoon was surprised and raised her sword to block. Gangrim began to assess her. Compared to before, she's trying to cut down every single branch. I thought she was just a swordsman, but it seems she's proficient in magic too, huh? She unleashed a massive slash. However, magic like this, all the branches were severed. She would surely make it difficult for him to maintain it. Just then, Gangrim rushed in from behind her. He raised the weapon she had used earlier. Then he stabbed it straight through her. Time seemed to slow down. Her blood splattered. Baek Yoon slowly fell. He gave a victorious smile. Then he fell down with the momentum. I killed her. I got my revenge. They both fell to the ground with a thud. Gangrim, exhausted, clutched his wounds. I killed Baek Young. He coughed up more blood. It's over. But then, the wounds on his body healed completely. System update, power recovery has been activated. He sat up. Don't activate it. The system stopped immediately. Activation of the power has been cancelled. He fell into despair. What's the point of living anymore? Gangrim tried to smile, but tears were already welling in his eyes. He struggled to his feet. It's not like anything can change now, the past, even the present. There was nothing left. He remembered his childhood, and those words came rushing back. Your destiny is tied to perseverance and death. You will be an orphan from a young age, and your life will be filled with misfortune. Fragmented memories pieced themselves together, just as the man had said. My parents died before I was even grown. He blamed himself. Everywhere I go, disaster follows. He spoke to himself in a monologue. Everyone around me meets with misfortune. I was destined to be this unhappy and weak. Familiar faces appeared in his mind, and yet they still welcomed me. They died for me. His hands were stained with blood. If only I had gone to Becky Young first. If only I had been the first one to die. If only I had done that, things would have been so much better. Gangrym closed his eyes. If only I could turn back time. Suddenly, he remembered. Wait a minute. The system announced, power, regression, classification, demigod level. You can return to the past with all of your current memories. If I die, I can't use it. A glimmer of light appeared in his eyes. Power. Destiny theft has been activated. Power regression has been acquired, he thought to himself. I don't know which timeline I'll return to, but finally the system's voice rang out. Power regression has been activated, he told himself. Even if I return to the very moment Becky Young appears, I'll still face her. He was filled with anticipation. So please, words began to appear. We'll activate your hand. Regression successful. He slammed his hand on the table. The space around him returned to normal. Gangrym's eyes widened in confusion. The living room was quiet. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. The person outside opened the door and walked in. Hello, I'm here for my fortune reading. As soon as he heard the voice, he whipped his head around. His hands couldn't help but tremble, and the corners of his mouth curved into a smile. Sua appeared, unharmed, along with another person. Hello? He was overjoyed. I'm back. As soon as he entered the house, the man boasted, We finally had our first date. I'm looking forward to seeing how compatible we are. Sua's face was incredibly beautiful. She wasn't wearing a mask. He stared at her intently. He thought to himself, I've really come back. Shin-Sua wasn't dead yet, and she hadn't lost her eyes. He put the clipboard down. Is that so? I won't let that happen again. Gangrym handed them a piece of paper and a pen. If you would, please write your names, ages, and birth times here. The man happily handed the paper back to him. All done. But she sighed. Huh? She seemed uncomfortable. He remembered. Now that he thought about it, she had mentioned being involved with a weirdo. I need to make sure she leaves first. He then took back both sheets of paper. Allow me to see your compatibility. He began the reading. Let's see. You, sir, have a metal destiny, and you, miss, have a wood destiny. He concluded, This type of fortune is called wood-splitting metal. He explained with a warm smile. This is a bad omen, because an axe can chop down a tree. Hearing this, they were both shocked. What? Sua seemed very happy. Is that so? I guess we have no other choice, since our fate together is so terrible. But Sengwon was annoyed. Are you kidding me? What the hell do you think you're doing? Where's the owner? He pointed. He's out at the counter. The man frowned and told Sua, Let's go. I don't trust this guy. She lingered. I want to hear more about my destiny. This person is very good. The man trembled with rage. You'll regret this. Do you really think a woman like you could ever meet someone as amazing as me? She didn't even spare him a glance. It seemed she had no intention of seeing him again. Please leave. Hearing this made the man even angrier. He left, slamming the door behind him. You'd better not even think about trying to see me again. Sua quietly watched the door close. Only then did she speak. I thought places like this only talked about the good things in life, he replied. Usually, that's true. I'm sorry. In her past life, she had been friendly. She suggested, You seem very skilled. Could you do another reading for me? He immediately agreed. Of course. Suddenly, his demeanor changed. A bright light flashed, and the space around them grew chaotic. Your stats are being calculated based on your destiny. Gangrym clutched his head, dizzy. Even though I knew this would happen, I guess the shaking and dizziness are unavoidable. She asked, What are you doing? She quickly slammed the table, signaling, Get under the table now! Then, Sua grabbed his hand and pulled him down. In my past life, Shin, Sua protected me too. They both scrambled under the table. Focus! Didn't you think you could change the future? The space gradually returned to normal. She looked around in confusion. He quietly moved away while she was still wondering, what was that strange announcement just now? Destiny! Stats! Then she realized he was leaving. Wait for me! I think it's best not to get involved with Shin-Sua. He walked out of the room. The Gangrym looked around cautiously. I hope there's something good here. He smiled and reached out his hand. There it is. Just then, Sua walked up. Where are you going? He quickly hid the item. She grabbed his sleeve. We have to evacuate now! She started pulling him along. Wait a... Suddenly, a terrified scream rang out, a shout. People from outside came rushing in. Run, monsters! She was confused. Huh? A monster. A giant worm bit into a person's leg. Get away from me! Help me! Blood gushed from the bite wound. Suha was horrified. Wait, I can't help you! Gangrim calmly pulled out a knife. Then he decisively sliced it in half. The corners of his mouth curved up. I knew they'd show up. The rest of the worms crawled toward the giant, a Class 3 insect. It's a massive worm. Even though it's a herbivore, now it's eating animals and people. He bravely charged forward to destroy them. Everyone, get to safety! One by one, they were taken down. Gangrim grabbed one by the head. This is the last one. He snapped his head around when he heard a scream. Help me! There are still more over there! He yelled, if you don't want to die, grab something. These bugs aren't very strong. He suddenly paused. Suha was holding a fire extinguisher covered in green fluid. She smiled brightly. They're really weak for their size. I took one down too. Everyone was shocked. What? He gave a gentle smile. It's nothing. To see a man who could take down a dragon get this excited, it's actually pretty funny. Gangrim led the others. All right, this floor is clear for now. We should head down before more of them show up. And so, they left one by one. Thank you! He felt around inside the worm's stomach. I need to grab the spirit orbs when I get the chance. He pulled out a handful of orbs. They're low level, but this is more than I thought. Suha asked curiously, Hey, why haven't you come down yet? He quickly stashed the orbs in his pouch. Why haven't you left yet? She replied. I couldn't just leave you here alone. He asked, You're worried about someone you just met yesterday? She sighed. Yeah, I am. He reached his hand out toward her. Even if you don't know what else might happen, it's dangerous. She stood her ground. She explained, That's exactly why we should... He cut her off. Shin Suha, that's exactly why I need to tell you something. His expression grew serious. I have something I need to tell you. Suha was a bit flustered. What is it? He leaned on his hand, tilting his head. Name, Shin Suha. Job, Class 3 Dragon Type. Hearing that string of information, she was confused. Wait, what are you talking about? He continued. Your attribute is wood, and you have a power called Woodleaf Art. Right after he said that, the fate window appeared in front of her. Seeing it, he asked, Did the fate window just open for you? She stared at it in amazement. The fate window, I'm seeing something, and I also see the power Woodleaf Art. He held up a finger, reminding her, Do you remember that announcement we heard in our room? That weird announcement? It seems we've received superpowers. He thought to himself, Because we've awakened, we won't die unless we run into something nasty. Gangrim called out, Let's go down. The two followed the railing down. Hey! So what's your fate? He warned her, It's better if we don't tell each other what's in our fate windows. He glanced back. It's like other people might be able to read them. Suha replied, Okay. He fell into thought. My fate window is exactly the same as it was 5 years ago. I couldn't keep the powers I stole in my past life. The fate window is still the same. Seol Gangrim. Job, Class 3 Insect Type. Attribute, Fire. Its function also appeared. Investigate fate. Rank, Cruel Class 3. You can steal a part of the target's fate and make it your own. However, your karma will increase when you do. He continued his train of thought. Only one thing has changed. The system states, you currently have a large amount of karma points. He lowered his head. This must be the result of stealing the fates of 421 people. If I want to change the future, I need to use the steal fate power, but getting too much karma right now isn't good. Gangrim returned to his thoughts. Karma points increase when you commit a great sin like murder, or when a special power is used. But the thing is, if your karma gets too high, the target will pass beyond the boundary. The two of them were still using a flashlight to find their way. Those who go beyond the boundary suffer horribly. Suha spoke up. Wait, I think someone's here. A mysterious figure appeared in the hallway. Hey! The person was completely wrapped up, so it was impossible to see who it was. She kindly ran toward them. I'll help you! He urgently stopped her. Wait! A giant worm lunged from behind the figure. Gangrim stabbed his knife straight into it. It was finished off quickly. Lucky it was only one, she asked curiously. Is someone in there? His hand slowly touched the person's body and began to glow. The easiest way to check if they're still alive is... The system immediately appeared. Steel Fate power has been activated. He shook his head. Current casualties nearby. 1. They're dead. He read the Fate window intently. Looks like they had a powerful ability. If they had awakened, they would have survived. It read, Fire Control, Job, Class 3 Insect. You can summon and control a small flame. The user can attack the target from a distance, as long as it's within range. A flame hovered over his hand. I'll take it. The system registered his decision. You have acquired the fire control power. It also comes with a penalty. You have received karma points. Gangrim clenched his fist happily. Perfect. I need powers like this. Just then, Suha ran toward one side. There's something over there. The giant worm's blood sprayed out. An excited Dr. Jun used his weapon to slice its body apart. Ha ha! Is the new tutorial this easy? He challenged confidently. Let me fight the boss already. Then he noticed the other two. The body of a giant worm flew towards the two of them. He slung his weapon over his shoulder and walked towards the survivors. He asked tentatively, Are you two the characters who are supposed to be my teammates? Gangrim on guard raised a hand to shield Suha. Contrary to expectations, he was incredibly cheerful, holding out his hand. I'm Dr. Gojun. It's a pleasure to meet you two. He realized, that's right. This is his starting point too. He replied politely, I'm Sel Gangrim. The man tilted his head. So, what's the name of our heroine here? She stammered. Heroine? I'm Shin Suha. He shook hands with him. Sel Gangrim and Shin Suha, great. I'll remember that. Now that the Get Teammates event is over. It should be starting soon. She was confused. What are you talking about? He explained casually. Isn't this how the tutorial goes in every game? His fate window appeared. Dr. Jun. Class. Divine Level 3. Attribute. Metal. His rank was Dreamer, Holy System, Level 1. The boundary between dream and reality becomes blurred. The user will be less affected by demonic energy. Intellect, pain resistance, and fear resistance will be adjusted. Next, Dragon Slayer System, Level 1. Gangrim's face darkened as he looked down. Dr. Jun would soon become the leader of one of the 5 great cults. However, he looked over at the giant worms lying everywhere. Seeing this, even though he hasn't awakened yet, Gojun elaborated, Didn't you two also take down a boss with your teammates? Or maybe you'll get a strong teammate in the middle of a battle or something. He patted his shoulder. Awaken, thanks to the sacrifice of that teammate. He thought to himself, I know he's a famous novelist, but he's a bit too delusional. Then the 3 of them looked in the same direction as a scream rang out. A panicked person came running towards them. Help me! A colossal worm monster chased after him. Colossal worm. Insect system level 1. A monster formed from a multitude of insects. It will be killed if all the other insects are defeated. It has the same eating habits as a giant worm. The person tripped and fell onto the pile of worms, their face filled with terror. Suha watched in surprise. Then the person's blood began to flow. Gojun speculated, Looks like that's the boss we have to defeat in the prologue, huh? Gangrim quickly stood in front. She advised, You want to kill that thing? We have to run now! He launched a large flame forward. The colossal worm was hit. Magic? I knew I could count on you. He looked at him. What do you think? Can you kill it? He answered bluntly, No. He stated firmly, Right now there's no way to kill that thing. Gangrim explained, I can only hold it back with fire for now, so... But before he could finish, it broke through the flames and charged. He stood his ground and ordered the other two, Run! Then he ran after them, not forgetting to launch an attack to try and hold it back. He realized his attack wasn't effective. The other two ran ahead, he was in the middle, and behind them was the colossal worm. An explosion went off right after he ran past. Suha called out anxiously, Tell Gangrim! She urged, Hurry, over here! Gojun grabbed her wrist and pulled her along. Don't stop, Shin Suha! She demanded uncomfortably. Wait! Let go of me! The colossal worm was closing in on him. He was stunned once again. Sel Gangrim. The colossal worm crawled towards Gangrim. The other two called out worriedly, Sel Gangrim! The call immediately drew its attention. He quickly got its attention. Where do you think you're looking? A wave of fire shot straight at it. You shouldn't take your eyes off me. He leaped out of the explosion, assessing, Where did this monster come from? I'll have to buy more time. The other two had made it outside. Sel Gangrim, I'll never forget your sacrifice. Wait, let's go. He encouraged himself. I can do this. I just have to hold on until the Fate Protection Agency arrives. Gangrim stumbled to the ground. I can't believe I only did a little damage to it. But its wide-open mouth began to glow. This gave him an idea. That's right, what if I shoot fire directly into its mouth? The colossal worm trembled and collapsed. Its crimson eyes flashed. It started approaching him again. I guess not. Now what? Suddenly, a long wooden plank flew straight at its head. Sua appeared, holding a bundle of wood. Hurry, run! He was surprised. Miss Shin Sua? Instantly, a swarm of giant worms rushed towards her. She struggled to block them with the plank. Gangrim reminded her, Hurry! Use your woodleaf technique! She looked back and replied, I can't. I need plants around here. He suggested, I'm sure those pieces of wood will work. That's when she realized. She placed the wooden planks on the ground. Sprout! She focused, unleashing more of her power. More! The newly grown trees charged towards the colossal worm all at once. The two of them watched nervously for the result. Not waiting another moment, and she grabbed his hand. Quickly! Suddenly, Sua's eyes widened in shock. The giant worms weren't dead. They were even more aggressive. They were crawling along the branches towards them. Terrified, she fell to the ground. It's over. She blamed herself, tears welling up. I came here to save Gangrim, but... Gangrim spoke up. Wood will serve as fuel for the fire. A system notification appeared. The fates of Tel Gangrim and Shinsua are combining. She stopped crying. Shinsua's fate is infusing vitality into Tel Gangrim's fate. He quickly launched fire at the branches, causing them to burst into flames. The system panel appeared. Fire control is advancing from insect level 3 to insect level 1. He panted, watching everything carefully. Our power is based on the 8 logics of fate applied in battle. He was exhausted, drenched in sweat, thinking to himself, the tree gives its life to the fire. The worms were burned to a crisp. You have defeated a level 1 giant worm. The system is continuously calculating achievements. Seeing this, Suha cheered, We did it! She anxiously asked, Hey Gangrim, are you okay? He forced a smile. Yeah, I'm fine. You have received a bonus reward for defeating an opponent stronger than you. Then, she helped him get out of there. This is the first floor. The exit is still safe. Pale from mana depletion, she grabbed the doorknob. We can finally get out. As soon as the door opened, a gust of wind rushed in. The space behind it was pitch black. Suha was completely bewildered. Where are we? A green light enveloped them. But this building is definitely in the city center. Gangrim keenly noticed the totem pole in the lobby. I never expected the first floor to connect to a place like this. 4 statues emitted light. Power. Dragon-type artifact pillar, grade 3. A totem pole containing the energy of overwhelm and perfection. It heals humans who approach it and prevents monsters from getting close. The door also vanished, startling her. The door, she said anxiously. What do we do now? He replied calmly. We'll rest for now. At least there are no monsters here. Just then, Go-jun appeared. How are you guys still alive? As soon as Suha saw him, she couldn't hide her anger. He rubbed his chin. How strange. What's this? Is the great heroine Suha leaving me again? So that means, she said angrily, pointing at him. Heroine, my ass! You're a criminal, a villain! You betrayed your friends just to save your own skin. You'd do absolutely anything. Hearing that, he froze. What? He clutched his head, denying it. No. That's impossible. It's true, but I can't be the villain. Gangrim broke the tense atmosphere. He's even worse than before. Miss Suha, come over here. The people over there were very confused. Where are we? There were just monsters a second ago. They looked on, bewildered, as their wounds began to heal. Huh? My wound. Everyone scrambled to check their phones. No service. They're all suddenly broken. Everything descended into chaos. Is it safe here? Everyone was panicking. Fire? No one understood the situation. What is happening? And suddenly a person appeared on a platform and began to speak. It seems all the members of this sector are here. Then she formally introduced herself. I am Anna Vitasia, from the main branch headquarters of the Fate Protection Agency. She looked over the crowd. From now on I will, her eyes glowed, manage everyone here? The people were confused. What? What's the Fate Protection Agency? They all protested at once. Manage us? What are you talking about? This is kidnapping. Let us go right now. What the hell is the meaning of this? Gangrim, however, was different. He already knew all of this. This is the real beginning. I was a failure in my past life. He clenched his fists. But this time will be different. I will become as strong as possible before I leave this place. Everyone was bewildered. What? What is the Fate Protection Agency? Anavitasia answered, Our job is to protect people from the coming disaster. The people were still in disbelief. Manage us? What the hell are you talking about? How is this any different from kidnapping? Let us go now. They all condemned her. What is the meaning of this? She ignored them and continued. The demon world will open in a few seconds. But they interrupted her. You're the ones who released those insects, aren't you? The woman continued. The director's prophetic ability. The space is extremely chaotic. Oh, humanity. I'll sue you. Let me go. Go-Jun gritted his teeth. Then, unable to stand it anymore, he shouted, Shut your mouths, you stupid mob! Everyone immediately turned their attention to him. He scolded them. Can't you see this is a rare opportunity? Idiots like you will always just be background characters. Gangrim silently assessed. He's still the same as ever. But he's right. He glanced at him. Being chosen to be here is a privilege. Anavi sighed. I think it would be better to just show everyone. Showing you the current situation outside will be faster. Everyone please calm down and sit. She snapped her fingers and a screen turned on. It showed live footage from Seoul. Outside, a horrific massacre was taking place. The gate to another dimension, the demon world, has opened all across the country. The image of a giant worm was magnified. Monsters from the demon world will pour out. The Fate Protection Agency foresaw this disaster. That's why a few years ago, we, the Chasers... The screen showed several people in masks like hers, fighting. Awakened our powers before everyone else. They used all sorts of abilities to destroy them, and began preparing for this day. She spread her arms, but in this chaotic world, we need more awakened. We have summoned you here, because we believe your potential surpasses that of the unawakened. We will help you awaken and become stronger under the management of the Protection Agency. Anavi took out a talisman and burned it. If you wish, you may leave, but please, check what your powers are first before deciding. After that, you might just change your minds. The Destiny window appeared again. Cell Gangrim. Class. 3rd tier insect. Attribute. Fire. Powers. Destiny discovery, destiny theft, fire control. Everyone was shocked. What is this? Are these my powers? 1st tier human class? What's that? But Gangrim was already all too familiar with this. He was quite certain of his own thoughts. This definitely isn't Anavi's power. I want to discover Chasia's destiny, but she's wearing a mask. Anavi continued to lead. You have all seen your powers. You can think of them as supernatural abilities or magic. It makes no difference. She explained that the awakened will use their powers to hunt monsters. She spoke in great detail about attacking the demon world to eliminate the threat, but that this is an extremely dangerous job. While carrying out missions, she stated coldly, you could die. Everyone looked at her in fear. The same goes for the training process. If you wish to avoid danger and be protected, Anavi stated clearly, you must give up your powers. Someone with no will to fight is not worthy of possessing power. Then she clapped her hands. I will give you all exactly 1 hour to think. The space around them began to blur. You can rest on the 2nd floor. We will provide a guidebook. You should read it. After 1 hour, those who wish to stay, please return to this spot. Waves of light enveloped everyone. Those who do not wish to stay can leave through the emergency exit on the 3rd floor. As I said, once you leave, you will never be able to see your destiny window. Gay, again. With that, Anavi turned and walked away. See you later. She looked at her watch. It's time. I will assume that everyone who returns here agrees to participate in the training. A door slowly opened. This is the 1st gate. Everyone turned to look in that direction. The door looked incredibly mysterious. A maximum of 3 people can enter at the same time. If you complete the trial and step out of this gate, the trial will end here. She explained the rules. Each room has a different gate-clearing mission. You can check the requirements once you are inside. A descriptive mannequin appeared. Eliminate no more than 6 monsters. Anavi continued. There is no limit to the number of attempts for the 1st gate, but if you leave without completing the mission, you will have to start the mission over from the beginning. Then, she took out a small box. This is an item box provided for everyone. You just need to take 1 box and then proceed to the supply center. She explained, if you get injured, you can use a healing item or return to the waiting room to the healing totem pole. She warned cautiously, we want you to sign a consent agreement, stating that the Protection Agency will not be held responsible in the event of your death. Of course, we will do our best to support you so that the worst-case scenario does not happen. Then she bowed her head. Good luck. The space became silent. One person bravely raised his hand. That person said, "Does anyone want to go with me? My ability is first-tier demon class," Gangrim observed quietly. "Anyone want to join?" He just walked away from the crowd. "My class is," he remarked, "just like a job fair." Sua called out to him, "Mr. Sel Gangrim!" She ran after him. Earlier at the building, she expressed her gratitude. "Thank you." She awkwardly scratched her head. "You don't have a team yet, right?" "I don't either." Sua held out her hand, suggesting, "Do you want to go together?" He just stared at her blankly. "Mr. Sel Gangrim?" He just kept staring at her. Seeing this, she also became flustered. Gangrim pressed his lips together, his hand trembling. "Thank you." Why is that terrifying memory coming back? Only when Sel Gangrim dies can everyone else survive. He clutched his head in despair. "It's all my fault," Sua asked worriedly. "Are you not feeling well?" He covered his face and pushed her away. "I'm fine." With that, he turned away decisively. "I refuse." He glanced back at her one more time. Gangrim deliberately added, "Going alone is more comfortable for me." Hearing that, she looked sad. "Ah, I understand. I thought that you and I, Mr. Sel Gangrim, worked quite well together." He reassured her, "Miss Shinsua, you'll work well with others." She felt encouraged and said loudly, "Mr. Sel Gangrim, even if we can't hunt together, I still hope we can look out for each other." "Yeah." He didn't turn his head, walking straight ahead coldly. "Yeah." A display board was placed in a corner. Contents: Training Sword, HP Recovery Potion, Mana Recovery Potion. Gangrim slowly opened the provided item box. His equipment immediately appeared. Training Sword. Rank: First Tier Insect Class. HP Recovery Potion ×2. Mana Recovery Potion ×2. He tied the sword to his hip. It's very difficult to collect items in the beginning. So being a trainee isn't so bad, huh? HP Recovery Potions are very expensive, but they provide a continuous supply for trainees. Gojun waved and called out, "Sel Gangrim, wait up!" He smiled brightly. "You shouldn't leave your only companion behind, should you?" He was flustered. "Huh? This didn't happen in my past life. Should I pretend I didn't hear him?" The man ran up and patted his shoulder. "Sel Gangrim, wait up," he replied. "What is it?" He suggested that if things keep going like this, the two of us will be the main characters of this story. "So, let's clear the first stage together, okay?" Gangrim shook his head vigorously. "I prefer to go alone," he asserted. "Don't worry, I'm different from those side characters who just drag you down." He confidently slicked back his hair. "I'm strong. I'm the main character. Main characters, side characters, and extras." Dr. June classifies people as if they were characters in a novel. He recalled, "A main character, huh? In my past life, he treated me like an insignificant extra. I think he's mistaken me for someone strong." He stroked his chin, thinking carefully. "Having a strong companion is quite convenient. Shinsua is very strong, but if she's near me, she'll run into bad luck. So I don't want her to come along. So what about Dr. Jun?" He was lost in thought. "It wouldn't be a problem if something happened to Dr. Go-jun, right?" Go-jun spoke up. "What are you thinking about? Changed your mind yet?" He replied, "All right, let's go together." He was surprised. "Really?" Then he ran back to get the box. "Wait for me a second. I'm going to get the supply box. Go!" June snatched the box from the mascot's hands. "So this is the supply box? I'd love to talk more with a mascot like you, but let's chat later, okay?" Sua looked at him with an annoyed expression. "Why are you looking at me like that?" he said sarcastically. "Is it because you're not a main character?" She just remained silent. Then he left excitedly. "Sel Gangrim, I've got it. Let's go." The door glowed. "I can feel the presence of death. I can feel the presence of the Kim Gui." The two of them pushed the door open and stepped inside together. "Sel Gangrim and Dr. Gojun have entered. You have entered the underworld's mountain of knives. The rules are announced. All rooms are connected by 4 corridors. There will be monsters. Traps and safe zones are in each room and corridor. Find the exit and leave." System announcement. The first stage, the underworld's pain, begins. Gangrim repeated, "So the mission is to find the exit." Gojun was excited. "Awesome, let's get started." He looked around. "I wonder if its structure is the same as in my past life. So this way." He was curious. "Monsters and traps, huh? I wonder what's going to appear." He was completely oblivious to his surroundings. I was expecting that. A blade shot straight up, knocking him over. "Go." June wasn't scared at all. In fact, he seemed a little pleased. So this is a trap? Nothing new. He grinned from ear to ear. But I like these classic types. He pushed himself up. Hey, Cell Gang Rim, let's go together. Go. The walls were lit with fire. He praised, no more traps now, huh? Looks like you're pretty lucky, Cell Gang Rim. He immediately denied it. No, I'm very unlucky. The two were discussing. Huh? I think I heard something. You've already shared the experience points, right? Yeah. I did it when I read the guidebook. A large group of demons was gathered up ahead. Bone Demon. Rank. Insect class, Tier 3. A monster made of human bones. It craves human flesh and blood, has poor hearing, and is sensitive to light. Go-Jun got ready to fight. They look stronger than insects, don't they? After some training, they'll probably get even stronger. He looked back. There are quite a few of them, but if we work together... Gang Rim launched a burst of fire in that direction. One bone demon was instantly incinerated. The others turned to look at them in unison, then they left one after another. The entrance is quite small. If they gather here, they'll have no way out. He exclaimed, Cell Gang Rim, you really are a smart character, aren't you? He drew his sword. If you keep talking nonsense like that, just go back. The two of them began to fight the bone demons. Gang Rim plunged his blade deep into the wall. He used it as a foothold to kick a bone demon straight in the head. Go-Jun arrogantly charged forward. I can't let you take the lead! The two of them worked together to destroy them. He cheerfully raised his sword. That was a great fight! After a while, all the bone demons were defeated. Cell Gang Rim, every room we go to has monsters. He complained, this is getting more and more boring. I think we've killed over 100 of them already. He asked, are you tired? He sheathed his sword. Not really. These monsters aren't very strong. I learned how to fight with a sword just in case I suddenly got transported to another world or into a book. He asked curiously, Hey, Cell Gang Rim, to be honest, when I first saw you, there was one thing I was always curious about. He looked at him coldly. What is it? He leaned close to his ear and whispered, Maybe you're a regressor, a reincarnator, a transmigrator, or something like that. Gang Rim froze, having been hit right on the mark. He warned, If you keep talking nonsense like that, please go somewhere else. He grinned brightly. I think I guessed right, didn't I? He pushed his back. Stop wasting time and let's go. Just go on ahead. He continued to tease him deliberately. I'm not kidding. You know you're pretty unique, right? Go-Jun continued. You're always strangely calm. You adapt incredibly quickly. And you're not afraid of monsters at all. He avoided his gaze and made up an excuse. When I was little, I used to see ghosts, so I'm used to it. He replied, Huh? Really? In that case, I'm really curious about your past. He suggested, Tell me about it. But before he could finish, he was shoved hard from behind. The floor shattered, and Gang Rim fell with the momentum. He was startled. Cell Gang Rim! He warned him seriously. Run! Go-Jun hurriedly ran outside. He glanced back at the chaos inside. He seemed worried. Cell Gang Rim! But then he turned away coldly. Wasn't he the main character? And with that, he left. I like stories with a regression plot, but this isn't about bad luck. What's going to happen to the story now? Elsewhere, Gang Rim fell into a mysterious place. He carefully drew his sword on guard. Then he stabbed it into the wall, allowing him to land safely. A system notification appeared. You have entered a hidden area. The corner of his mouth curved up. A warning. Monsters in the hidden area are stronger than in the normal area. Gang Rim looked around. Every path has traps or monsters that you must face. The path leading to the normal area has been activated. Once you return, the secret passage will be sealed. He bravely stepped forward. You can request to be rescued. Do you want to give up and go back? Time until rescue request. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Like hell I'd give up like this. A group of bone fiends was gathered in one spot. I might get more stats than I expected. He created a flame. Man, I'm so grateful I came with Dr. Jun and got into all these monster-filled rooms. I need a chance to grow on my own. Shinsua will probably be a different story. He then raised his hand, focused, and aimed at them. The horde of bone fiends charged forward all at once. Gang Rim took them down one by one. Your stats have increased by 10 points. Your stats have increased by 10 points. The bones of the fiends lay scattered everywhere. Your strength has increased to stage 4. After using the stat points, they were completely annihilated by him. Your strength has increased to stage 5. After using the stat points, he walked past the spot, sword in hand. Everything's been easier from the start since I raised my stats. I can't believe I got this many stat points. System update. Cell Gangram. Strength, Stage 5. Stamina, Stage 4. Agility, Stage 4. Sense, Stage 4. Magic, Stage 3. He rubbed his chin. I wonder how strong they'll get. Regardless of their stats, everyone starts at Stage 1. Gangram thought carefully. The difference between each stage is the time and effort required to reach it. The next stage. Cute illustrations appeared. Even if you receive the corresponding amount of experience, the growth rate will be higher if you are in a better class. He continued his train of thought. Someone with a god class like Dr. June will grow much stronger at a faster rate. Since I've been dragging him around with me, he must be much stronger than before. Didn't it take me a whole 3 days in my past life? Congratulations on being the first to clear the Mountain of Knives underworld. Gangram went looking for something. This time, I'm the first one to get the first clear reward. Oh, there it is. He slowly reached out his hand. To be able to do this, he crossed his arms, telling himself, I need to finish everything before today is over. In front of him was a deep, dark tunnel. Looks like it's time to face the boss. He looked up to observe. You could say that this place is different from the rest of this location. A drop of sweat rolled down his cheek. It feels like I'm really in the Mountain of Knives underworld now. Gangram created a flame to light the way. Red and blue light intertwined around the swords. 2 monsters appeared. The general couple of the Mountain of Knives underworld. Humanoid type. Stage 3. Monsters who are masters of swordsmanship. They move as one. Unless both are defeated at the same time, they will continue to regenerate. He hid behind the door. They're the general couple. I knew about them, but seeing them this close is completely different. His body trembled uncontrollably. Damn it, stop shaking. Just then the general couple discovered him. He was already prepared. I can defeat them if I stick to the plan. It thrust its sword at him. Gangram didn't back down and countered the blow. It roared in pain. Gangram took the opportunity to run away. I knew they'd come after me first. At the very least, I have to get their attention. He looked back to observe its movements. Because their attribute is gold. It seems a fire attribute attack will work well. He had calculated carefully. That attack should buy me some time. The general couple's blood splattered, the other one beheaded it. The system appeared, explaining the phenomenon. Unless defeated at the same time, they will continue to regenerate. He was surprised. For them to kill each other to recover. That's unpredictable. Gangram tightened his grip on his sword's hilt. A direct fight is meaningless. Your agility has increased to Stage 7, after using the stat points. Multiple blades appeared, slashing his arms and cheek. He still forced himself to run. I'm almost there. Suddenly, he stepped on a bone fiend's bone, causing him to slip and fall. The 2 of them appeared before him. He managed to launch 2 waves of fire at them. The one that was attacked earlier used the same method to save its partner. They chased him frantically. The general couple is regenerating. Gangram rejoiced internally. Perfect. I can hear the wind. He sped up, running faster. It just kept chasing him. The system updated relentlessly. The young general couple is regenerating. The general couple is regenerating. The old general couple is regenerating. The old general couple is regenerating. The old general couple is regenerating. The general couple bared its fearsome fangs. The system continued. Your strength has increased to Stage 7 after using the stat points. He launched a kick straight at it, then jumped up and slammed it, making it drop its sword. He commanded, "Get in there!" As he spoke, it was defeated. Lines of text from the system appeared. Type, Stage 3. The general couple has been defeated. Your reward is being calculated. Exhausted, Gangram plopped onto the ground. You have received additional stat points for defeating an enemy stronger than you. He wiped the sweat from his brow. All I needed to do was get away from the boss, and I cleared the stage. Before that, though, he affirmed, there's one thing I have to confirm. An idea struck him. If a monster's fate is to take on a human form, then shouldn't I be the one to steal it? He knelt on one knee. The ability Steal Fate has been activated. There are currently 2 corpses within activation range. Gangram grinned happily. I knew it. Just like monsters, humans, like me, can also steal fate. Memories of his past life flooded back. In the past, the reason I didn't use Steal Fate before I met Baekhyang was because I didn't want to. Or to be blunt, I couldn't. The ability Destiny Plunder has been cancelled due to a lack of mana. Hyun rubbed the back of his neck. Are you sure you can't do it? I've only been dead for 3 hours. It's no use. I'm sorry. There's a limitation. The longer the target has been dead, the more mana it costs. With my pathetic magic level, I could only replay the death of your comrade. If he died right in front of me. Otherwise, I couldn't have activated the skill. Gangrim was very confused. That's when I asked myself if I should plunder the destinies of humans just like monsters do. He continued his train of thought, but at that moment I couldn't bear it. Even with the powerful aura from the demon world, you seem disappointed. I didn't get a chance to try it. He slowly drew his sword. You have plundered a portion of the opponent's power. You have plundered the Weaken ability and the Fortitude ability. 3rd tier demon class. The skill is activated when the sword is unsheathed. When using the swordsman can improve their rank by a minimal degree. Gangrim swung his sword a few times. Let's see. He excitedly touched the sword. It felt like it was glowing. The system turned bright red. Warning. You have received a large amount of karma points. He thought to himself, this is fine. Instead of plundering it from humans, the karma points I get from their destinies will be minimized. He clenched his fist. More importantly, this is a worthy result. He once again stepped into that hallway full of blades. When a person accumulates too much bad karma, they cross a boundary, and people call it the Sea of Suffering. Gangrim touched the wall in front of him. I wonder. How much more until I cross that boundary? He officially left that place. First gate. Hell of Knives and Mountains. First completion. Target? Seal Gangrim. The only one. Everyone saw him and was astonished. It's been cleared already. The atmosphere became chaotic. He cleared it by himself? A familiar voice called out, Seal Gangrim! Hearing this made him turn pale. Gojun ran towards him excitedly with his arms wide open. I knew you could do it. That's why you're my ally. He tried to hug him, but missed. You're even faster than last time, huh? He crossed his arms in protest. I'm not your ally. Don't trust me. Anavi walked over. Mr. Seol Gangrim. She politely offered her congratulations. You are the first person to complete this stage. Would you mind sparing a moment? At the training facility, in Seol Gangrim's private room. Gangrim happily admired his spoils. It seemed to be the reward for completing the first round, given by Anavi. Item pouch. Used to store items with no weight or volume limit. He attached the pouch to his hip. It's really hard to get an item pouch. I can't miss this opportunity. He took out a card and entered the password into his phone. As I thought about its owner, I realized I didn't want to draw the attention of the Destiny Protection Force. Another bonus reward. The news was reporting breaking stories. A powerful 5.8 magnitude earthquake has shaken the entire country. The strongest earthquake since 2017. The damage is immense, and the countless casualties are still rising due to aftershocks. They concluded that the number of casualties was still increasing. Gangrim wondered, is there no response from the Destiny Protection Force? The comment section was also buzzing. I heard something really strange before the earthquake. Something about an index? Is anyone else like me? Me too. In the video, it looks like the Protection Force is teaching us something. Link to the video, please. Then, a woman appeared on the screen. Captain of the 1st Division of the Protection Force, Seol Moon Yu. An announcement from the Destiny Protection Force. She smiled gently. To protect ordinary people, we at the Protection Force have been and will continue to do our best. He used his ability again. Ability. Destiny. Plunder has been activated. He received a report. The target's destiny is currently being protected. Gangrim clicked his tongue in frustration. It seems they have an item to protect it. The sound from the phone continued to play. These activities will continue. Don't worry too much. We, the Destiny Protection Force, will protect your future. The corner of her mouth curled up. Please trust the Destiny Protection Force. He lay on his bed, thinking. Trust the Destiny Protection Force, they say. He fell into deep thought. The Destiny Protection Agency is an organization that gathers the awakened, the strongest of them. All members of this force hide their faces under masks. A familiar figure from his past life appeared. He speculated, if that woman is a member of the association. His expression darkened. That would explain why I couldn't appraise her power. Gangrim clutched his head. I can't say it right now. Gomdu slammed a stack of documents onto the table. Is this how you work? He angrily scolded them. Didn't you say this stage would take at least a week to complete? Gomdu, Destiny Protection Association Alliance, Captain of the 2nd Division, Seoul. Everyone bowed their heads in silence. But what about now? In one day, they even cleared the secret zone. And yet you people told me their destiny level and skills were only at the 3-star insect level. He pointed directly at Yu Sung-tai. The man flinched. "Yes, sir," he ordered. "Take care of it." He furiously wrote a notice and then cleared away all the traps Seol Gangrim had set up. "The rest of you, get ready to clear out the remaining monsters." The meeting ended and everyone dispersed, putting on their masks again. Sung-tai rubbed his forehead helplessly. Sitting alone in the dark room, he wondered how that guy had managed to lure the horde of monsters into the trap. His face darkened. To think that guy cleared the second gate on the very same day. He typed furiously on the keyboard. Sung-tai couldn't hide his fear. What would happen if the higher-ups found out that the one clearing the gates was just an insect-class user? No way. At the cafe in training facility number 1, Go-jun asked Seol Gangrim, "Are you planning on going to room 2 today?" He started the conversation cheerfully. "Do you remember our bet?" Their previous conversation flashed back. "Don't you trust my skills? Let's see who clears room 2 first." He teased, "If you don't give it a shot, I might just clear room 2 before you do." Gangrim replied coldly, "I'll do things my way so you can do whatever you want. And another thing, I'm not your ally, not until you've beaten me. Get lost," he said playfully. "No way, I actually want to get closer to you." Just then, Sua's group walked by. "Thanks to you, I made it out alive," she said humbly. "No. It was all thanks to you blocking the attack." Someone in the group suggested, "I think we should go in next time." Seeing this, he felt relieved. It seems Shinsua is still doing well. Go-jun noticed her too. "I hate people who are too nice, Seol Gangrim." He threw a piece of cake at his head. "Get lost." The group of girls continued to chat and laugh happily. "Let's go eat together." "Okay." Their conversation reached his ears. "Wow, your hands are so small. So cute." "Really? I don't—" Gangrim frowned and turned to John Gunam, holding out his hand. "Do you want to compare it to my hand? Looks like I'll have to endure this again." He smiled brightly. "See? It's small." The other girl was surprised. "Wow, you're right." He then brought up a new topic. "Actually, I know how to read palms." The girl next to her added, "He read mine last time. He was spot on." Suha focused on the cup of hot water in her hands, ignoring them. Gunam proactively called out, "Come on, Shinsuha, let me see your hand." She politely refused. "I don't need you to." He still deliberately leaned forward to touch her hand. "Come on. It's not like you get a chance like this all the time. I might change my mind next time. Come on, Suha, I'm serious." She pulled her hand back. Just then, Gangrim's hand landed on the table. She looked at him in astonishment. He was extremely annoyed at being interrupted, but he quickly put on an inviting smile. "Seol Gangrim, do you want me to read your palm?" He answered decisively, "No." He gestured towards Suha. "I need to talk to you." He pointed behind him. "Can we?" "Yes." She was stunned for a moment, then she agreed. "Yes, of course." Gangrim and Suha left together. "I want to talk somewhere more private." "All right." Suddenly 2 people approached. "Hey!" Seol Gangrim greeted them with a bright smile. "Thanks for letting me use the Wi-Fi." A piece of paper with the network password was taped to the wall. "After I managed to complete the room in the underworld's mountain of knives by myself and shared the Wi-Fi, one of the rewards. Asterisk. He looked at them pensively. "Everyone's become friendly with me. Join us next time." But this kind of friendliness, his expression darkened, is unfamiliar to me. Memories of his past life surfaced in his mind. Before I regressed, everyone started avoiding and shunning me. It was at this very moment. If Seol Gangrim is there, and I'm not going. If you say so. He timidly lowered his head. "I'll go. I won't bother everyone." Is it because my class is too low? A Gangrim who separated himself from the crowd. John Gunam was the only one who smiled at him. "Gangrim, are you going alone today?" He replied, "Yes." He remembered, even back then, John Gunam treated me differently. That guy clapped him on the shoulder. "If there was an open spot in the group, I would have let you join. Be careful." He gave a forced smile. "It's fine." The 2 of them were really close back then, even after finding out about his ability. "Awesome, high five." A strange light emanated from his hand. He looked at his own unbelievable fate window with a scheming expression. One day, Gangrim was walking down the hall and overheard a conversation. "I almost died when I went to the demon world with that Seol Gangrim guy." Is something wrong with Gangrim? His ability is to steal skills from the dead. They're spreading malicious rumors about him. You mean he's planning to kill someone just to steal their skills? That's right, you should be careful too. He clenched his jaw, not daring to reveal himself. This is insane. Then he stormed into Gunam's room. "You promised you wouldn't tell anyone." but the other guy played dumb. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Gangrym accused him. You told everyone about my ability, he replied shamelessly. Do you have any proof? Gangrym was stunned. What? It was obviously you, you bastard! That guy just smirked. No proof, right? Palm reading, Class 3 demonic. You must compare your palm with the target's in order to check their fate window. He tilted his head. You're the only one who knows my ability. Back in the present. Because John Gunam has that ability. You should keep your distance from him. Don't let him see your palm or touch your hand. After hearing everything, Sua sighed. So that's why he quickly turned his back to leave. Anyway, I just wanted to warn you, I'm going now. She reached out, calling his name. Sel Gangrym, she told him. I've also completed the trial in the Underworld's Mountain of Knives room. She placed a hand on her chest and offered, Do you want to go to the second room with me? Gangrym shook his head. It's still too difficult for you, Suha. She was flustered. Why would it be too difficult for me? He avoided her gaze. You lack too much combat experience right now. Sua froze. She tried to protest. I don't think I'm that weak. He continued. But your abilities will be weaker in the next room because it has a fire attribute. He explained carefully. The golden energy will counter Shinsua's wood-based fate. That room won't be suitable for you because its metal-type energy counters your wood type. Your wood leaf technique won't be of any use this time. With that said, Gangrym turned away. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. She rubbed her chin, thinking, The second room is clearly a disadvantage for me. He grabbed the doorknob. So you understand, right? She replied, Yeah, to a certain extent. Suha gently touched his shoulder. Sel Gangrym. His pace quickened as he walked away alone, a sad look on his face. Why? He pursed his lips, thinking, even after I explained all that. But she just gave me a bright smile and said, Thanks for the advice. As she pushed the door open, Suha remembered what he'd said before. I prefer to be alone. She wondered. He rejected me, but he went with Dr. June. She reasoned, I guess he's trying to keep his distance from me. But something doesn't add up. He specifically called me out here to warn me about John Gunham's ability. Sua was lost in thought. He could have just used any other excuse to refuse. She watched his back through the glass. So why was he so honest with me? Could it be he's worried about me? A voice called out, Sel Gangrym! Gunam was leaning against the wall and asked, Planning on going to the second room with Shinsua? Gangrym put his hands in his pockets. No, I'm going alone. He then started up the stairs, thinking, I have to deal with this bastard before he tries anything. Wait, Gunam proposed. Do you want to team up with me? He tried to persuade him, It'll be to your advantage. I'm a higher class, you know, I'm dragon class. Gangrym radiated killing intent. Lies. What's your ability? Fate Discovery ability has been activated. Gunam put on a cheap show. Water bomb. I can shoot extremely powerful water bullets. But Gangrym could already see his fate window perfectly. John Gunam, Class 1 human, water attribute. He cut him off. That's enough, Gangrym agreed. Let's go, we can head out now. He looked surprised. Really? Then he grinned brightly. I'll get ready and be right down. Gangrym silently watched him go, thinking to himself, it's a good thing he approached me first. At the second training area, the room of Hellfire. The door flashed with light. Completion condition. Find the ice crystal and return to the main hall. Time limit, none. The system panel confirmed the entry of Sel Gangrym and John Gunam. Gunam was taken aback by the scenery. He remarked, This doesn't look much like hell. System. You have entered the room of Hellfire. Everything around them was glowing with the color of fire. He spoke confidently. I'm surprised you agreed to come with me so easily. I guess it's because my water attribute is good for this room. As they both moved forward, one of them asked, Anyway, did you see the completion condition? Ice, in a place like this? Gunam wondered aloud, creating a ball of water. It's way too hot in here. How the hell are we supposed to do that? Gangrym's eyes grew sharp. But since I came with you, we should be able to find it pretty quickly. Right? He raised his sword, staring intently at him. Gunam flinched and spun around. System. Activating unsheath ability. Blood splattered everywhere. A fire frog had been sliced in two to his horror. He said slowly, I didn't expect to run into monsters right at the start. Gangrym cut him off. They're coming. Gunam was surprised. Huh? What? A swarm of fire frogs advanced toward them. They leaped aggressively, tongues flicking out like they were hunting prey. Fire frog, Class 3, insect. A monster born during the hottest spring. Their attack power is weak, but they move in swarms. They hunt creatures that aren't as hot as them. Gunam scoffed. These frogs? This should be a piece of cake. He shot out jets of water piercing through their bodies. One by one, they were taken down. Seeing this, he grew cocky. Excellent. My power is finally showing its effectiveness here. He turned to Gangrim and said, "It'll be easier once we find the ice crystal." Gangrim replied, "That's the only way." Gangrim remained perfectly calm. "I already know where it is. We don't need to rush. Now, what should I do with him?" He was surprised to see Gangrim smile. Huh? Is he smiling? Gunam crossed his arms, speculating to himself. Is he thinking that teaming up with me for this stage was a good choice? The fire frogs were piled on top of each other. Exhausted, he clutched his head. Is this what people call running out of mana? There are way too many monsters here compared to the Hell's Blade mountain room. While Gangrim kept fighting, he collapsed to the ground. I have no other choice. I'll have to fight with my sword. With that thought, he drew his sword, just like Seo Gangrim. A fire frog lunged at him. It pinned him down, and he started screaming. "It's so hot! Get off me! Seo Gangrim! Seo Gangrim!" He struggled. "Why are you just standing there watching me?" Then Gangrim helped him kill the fire frog. "Go back if you can't continue," Gangrim stated. "I can wipe them out by myself." Gunam sat up. I'll be fine. I just need to rest for a moment." He coldly turned his back. "Fine." He angrily gritted his teeth. "Arrogant bastard. You think you're so great just because you can wipe out the monsters here?" He slowly got to his feet. I teamed up with him to see his class and abilities in combat, but I can't check him with my own ability, because his hand is bandaged. He was incredibly curious. Even if I try to judge him based on the abilities he's shown so far, it's not enough. It feels like he's hiding something. His eyes narrowed. I'll have to take a closer look. There has to be a moment when he lets his guard down. I'll aim for that exact moment. Gunam plopped down on a nearby rock, but the rock suddenly had two glowing eyes. He was attacked by surprise and fell backward as the monster slowly revealed itself. "Seo Gangrim!" Gunam jumped in shock. Gangrim saved his life yet again. He couldn't hide his shock. There are other monsters besides the frogs. I let my guard down because I was lost in thought. Gangrim called out, "John Gunam!" Startled, he looked up. "Yes?" Gangrim glanced at him. "I've saved you twice now." He delivered another thrust to finish off the monster. "These monsters are hard to kill, so let's move quickly before more of them show up." "What?" He forced a smile. Is he deliberately reminding me that he saved my ass? Fine. Gunam clenched a fistful of dirt. "Don't think you're so damn great, you bastard!" He frowned, annoyed. "Once my mana recovers, I can easily take down these monsters myself." Gangrim suddenly glanced back. "Did you want to say something?" He put on a fake smile. "Thank you for your help, Seo Gangrim." Scene change. Gunam pointed towards an orb. "There's something over there, right?" Gangrim quickly recognized it. Gunam was excited. "Is that the ice crystal?" The orb glittered and shone. He beamed. "It really is. We just have to bring this back to the lobby and we'll clear this challenge. Right?" He started calculating. "Are we the only ones here? I guess that means we're the first ones to complete this challenge." But then a thought occurred to him. No. When I get back to the training center, everyone will think I cleared this challenge. 'Cause Seo Gangrim was with me? Gangrim was about to say something. "John Gunam, that's—" But he had already bolted, running headfirst towards it. If there's only one ice crystal, then the first person to grab it will be the first to clear this room's challenge. He thought victory was already in his grasp. Gunam thought of all the rewards, getting lost in his own world of honor, respect, and admiration. He reached out for it. It will all be mine. Just a little further. He was about to touch the orb. I'm the first one to clear the challenge. But the moment he grabbed it, the orb went completely soft. He was stunned. A sponge? Fire frog egg sac. Class, insect, rank 3. A sac containing countless fire frog eggs. Fire frogs are always nearby. Immediately, countless fire frogs emerged. They swarmed around him, pushing him until he lost his balance and fell. He screamed in a panic, "Seo Gangrim!" Gangrim just watched him coldly. "That's what you get for trying to stab me in the back." Gunam didn't stop cursing. "Save me, Seo Gangrim!" "Sell Gangrim, that piece of trash. Stop." The scene changes to the inside of the Hellfire Room's crystal cave. Gangrim cheerfully picks up a block of ice. Ice crystal. Grade 1 ghost type. A crystal made from ice. Possessing it will increase the water element. He sits on the ground. A system panel for the shop window appears. The condition to open the main shop is to possess 1 spirit gem. At first, I didn't know about the existence of the shop or the spirit gems. He recalls the battle with the giant worm from before. He had cut its body in half, and afterwards, he collected a few gems. But this time, I was able to open the shop because I managed to get a few spirit gems before coming here. Gangrim presses a box on the screen. You have purchased 1 item, Wishing Jar. He immediately obtained an item. My father had to trade his achievement stats for this because he didn't have enough money. Wishing Jar. Grade 1 ghost type. If you place an item inside and make a wish, you will receive the desired item. But if your offering is insufficient, you will receive nothing. He opens the lid and places the block of ice inside. What a ridiculous name. In the end, they just want you to put in a valuable and expensive item. He closes his eyes and clasps his hands. The ice crystal is a grade 3 ghost type item. What I want is an even higher grade ghost type item. You are praying. A stream of light emits. There's a slight difference, but they're both ghost types, so it should still be possible. Gangrim looks at it, astonished. An item is taken out to his disappointment. You have received grade 3 insect type, insect honey. He casually smashes a few more blocks of ice and just keeps collecting them. If I can't get quality, I'll go for quantity. With this much ice, there's no way I won't get a hit. I'll keep trying until I get what I want. A tooth is thrown to the ground. Gunam is severely burned. Sell Gangrim, that piece of trash. He drags his battered body. You think you can just leave me behind like this? You think you can get away with this? Once I find you, he mutters to himself, I'll shove this sword right in that arrogant face of yours. A glowing object catches his attention. Huh? What's that? An egg? His eyes widen. No, that's... A door gradually opens. Gunam then excitedly carries the fire frog and walks out the door. The second door leading to the Hellfire room has been completed. I did it! I'm the first one to clear the stage. Rival troll Gunam. Everyone looks at him with great admiration. Gunam, you've already completed this stage? That's amazing, and in just 1 day. He grins from ear to ear. That's right, this is it. This is the reaction I was waiting for. With this, I'm so much better than that idiot Sell Gangrim. He approaches him, radiating killing intent. Sell Gangrim, so you were here. He asks reproachfully, how could you run off on your own like that? I've been waiting for you for a long time. He says, flustered, about that. His face turns cold. About you leaving me behind. Anavi appears, interrupting him. John Gunam, the first person to complete the Hellfire room. Gunam smiles brightly and waves. Yes, that's me. He holds out his hand. I'll forgive you, just this once. We should shake on it and make up, right? Gangrim already knew his intentions, but he still agreed to shake his hand. He activates his palm reading ability. He grips his hand tightly. Don't be so scared. Reading the opponent's destiny. 1. Sell Gangrim. Gunam is excited as he receives his destiny window. Become the first to clear the stage and see the pathetic look on that bastard's face. That'll make me feel better. Sell Gangrim. Grade 3 insect type. Fire element. Fire control. Grade 3 insect type. Shed exoskeleton. Grade 1 human type. After reading it, he turns back in surprise. He's a grade 3 insect type? I thought he was a human type. He scowls in annoyance. I had to go through all that. Just to team up with some insect type? Gangrim looks at him uneasily, but then his expression relaxes. He places a hand on his chest. Good thing I used this in time. A talisman appears. Amulet. Grade 1 ghost type. Protects a portion of your destiny in the destiny window so others cannot read it. He recalls how he wasn't able to get many other things earlier. Because I didn't have many ice crystals left after getting this amulet, but it seems he found one of the ice crystals I placed in the fire frog. Gunam cheerfully introduces himself. I'm a water type, and I have the ability... Anavi gets straight to the point. Can you tell me how you found the ice crystal? Gojin is extremely curious. Even Sell Gangrim came out looking exhausted, yet that guy completed the room's challenge in a single day. After receiving the necessary information, she leaves. Thank you for your cooperation. He smiles brightly. Of course! He calls out to John Gunam. He praises him. You're truly amazing. He looks back at Dr. Jun, who is a grade 3 god type. He clicks his tongue. I tried that room a few days ago but kept failing. And Sell Gangrim seems weaker than I thought. Hearing this, Gunam immediately agrees. He's a grade 3 insect type. Of course he's weak. he asks in surprise. Really? He adds, he ran off on his own just because of a bunch of monsters. He says cheerfully, then you're more like the main character than he is. Hearing the flattery, he becomes arrogant. Well, you're not wrong, he continues, right? Should we continue this conversation? Gangrim seems satisfied. The destinies of Dr. June and John Gunam have intertwined. He quietly walks away. Dr. June won't be able to pay attention to me for now. The worst combination of destinies. Dark energy is seeping into John Gunam's fate. He had calculated this beforehand. He'll also take care of John Gunam for me. Everything is going even better than expected. Scene changes to a gloomy room. Team CO2, emergency meeting. Gongdu asks Anavi, is John Gunam about to become a ghost type? Anavi shakes her head. No, he's still a human type. He's continuing the investigation. Is anyone with him? The woman quickly replied, it's the intern, Selgang Rim. Sung Tae was startled. So it was him. He rested his chin on his hand, thinking, he went with that guy. But John Gunam was the first one to complete the challenge. It's strange. The woman tilted her head and recounted. Yes, but intern John Gunam said some things were rather odd. He said he defeated the fire frogs and discovered one of them had swallowed a crystal ice. He was suspicious. But aren't monsters unable to get near the crystal cave? How? We erected a magic barrier there. The woman replied, I just checked again. The scene from the second stage appeared on the screen. The magic barrier has vanished. The monsters have also eaten all the crystal ice. Hearing this, Gongdu trembled with anger. He yelled, Du Sung-tae, what kind of work are you doing? He tried to defend himself. No, sir. I checked it multiple times. I was sure there were no problems. He explained awkwardly, besides, clearing the stage was faster than expected, which proves we have promising interns. He slammed his hand on the table, his expression darkening. Du Sung-tae, do you dare take responsibility for that statement? He frowned. Are you daring to say that your plan had no flaws? And that because we have many promising interns, they can reach the third floor? He was speechless. He couldn't say anything and lowered his head. Would you dare take responsibility if they all die? Gongdu's tone was grave. From the third gate onward is the true demon world. They will all die if they go in there without proper preparation. He made a decision. We must train them to be even stronger than they are now. He concluded, observing Selgang Rim more closely. The scene shifts to Gang Rim, bewildered in front of the gate. It was covered in talismans and sealed shut. I can't enter it. A glowing red system window appeared. We will postpone the opening of the third gate. The duration is undetermined. An announcement will be made as soon as the details are decided. Team Co-2, Destiny Protection Organization. The story flashes back to a few days ago. Gangrim looked back when he overheard two people talking. Are you sure the method to clear the stage that John Gunam mentioned is correct? I'll become a frog dissection expert soon enough. What if he's lying to us? The blonde guy asserted, no way. What would he gain from lying? The other one was skeptical. But it's too weird. The people who were able to pass the challenge aren't even close with John Gunam. The other guy remembered. Huh? That's right. Before Dr. June and Selgang Rim cleared the stage much slower than him, even though they were in the same group, the other guy added. After that, those two stopped going together. The blonde guy looked up. So, should we just scout things out first? Hearing this, Gangrim could only give a wry smile. I guess he's been spreading misinformation everywhere. Dr. June must have abandoned him. I could have killed two birds with one stone if they had stayed together. A glowing red system window gradually appeared before him. He read the notice intently. All personnel, please gather in the main hall at 1800 hours tonight. Anavachesha, it's time. Anavi stood before the sealed gate. Greetings, I have summoned you all here to make an announcement regarding the third stage. A woman held up her hand. First, starting now. The talismans were immediately removed. You are permitted to enter the third stage. Seeing this, everyone became excited. A woman continued, from the third stage onward, you will truly be setting foot into the demon world. It is no longer a training ground established by the Protection Agency. She concluded, therefore from now on you will all clear the stages together. Anavi clarified, in the true demon world, the environment will be much harsher, and you will have to face a series of stronger, more formidable monsters, she continued. The gods will be watching your slaughter in the demon world. She took out a phone. When you hear a god's voice, do not respond immediately. Check the latest updates in the guide window first. Everyone immediately opened it to check. The guide window has this change, she explained. We have added countermeasures for dealing with various situations in the demon world. We recommend you read it carefully before entering the gate. Anavi politely clasped her hands. That is all the advice we have for you. She frowned. Please. Everyone looked at her in fear. Don't die. One person couldn't help but tremble. Did she just tell us not to die? People started whispering amongst themselves. If there's no limit on the number of party members, we should gather as many people as possible. We should read the guide first. Suddenly, a young girl jumped out from behind Gang Rim. Hi! He was startled and looked back. Oh, hello. The two sisters immediately clung to him. You can tell us apart? That's no fun at all. Other people always get us confused. He looked at the two of them affectionately. How can I tell them apart? In my past life, you two and Shinsua were the only ones who would talk to me after John Gunam went around spreading all sorts of nasty rumors about me. He smiled. Besides, even though you're twins, your destinies are different. Yunbom suggested, people would have an easier time telling us apart if you would just cut your hair. Yoon-gyo adamantly refused. It's my hair, I'll decide. He used his ability again. Activating power, destiny exploration, Yunbom. Rank, Dragon Class Tier 1. Attribute, Golden. Power, Perfect Marksmanship. Subclass, Phantom Tier 1. When using powers or long-range weapons, you will always hit the target. Mana consumption will vary, depending on the target's distance and level. The kid's destiny window also appeared in full. Yoon-gyo. Rank, Dragon Class Tier 1. Attribute, Golden. Power, Infallible Accuracy. Subclass, Phantom Tier 1. When using powers or long-range weapons, you will always hit the target. Mana consumption will vary depending on the target's distance and level. Gang Rim lowered his head. I guess some things won't change. Memories flooded back. In my past life, Yunbom survived, but she was helpless, while Yoon-gyo will die in the third stage. The system turned red. You sense the presence of the White Fox Death Spirit from Yoon-gyo. She will face a life-threatening danger in the next few days. Thinking this, he made a suggestion. Yoon-jeon, do you want to join me for the third stage? The little girl enthusiastically agreed, okay. Besides, I didn't want to hunt with her anyway. What's with the sulking? He tilted his head. Yunbom is the same way. This time I'll make sure they survive. He placed his hand on the door and the rules quickly appeared. Third training stage. The Frozen Room. Clear condition. In the Valley of Ice and Snow, hunt at least one of each monster type. The number of monster types killed cannot exceed 10. Time limit, 14 days. The space inside was filled with ice and snow, with strong winds blasting the players. Currently, water energy is shrouding the demon realm. Water energy counters the fate of Seoul Gang Rim. All stats are reduced by 10%. A mechanical voice rang out. You have entered the Frozen Room. The two sisters were bewildered. It's so cold. It's so... Yunbom reminded them, hunting monsters is the mission this time. Yoon-jeon squeezed her eyes shut. I can't see anything. Suddenly, some rabbits appeared, catching their attention. Look over there! The rabbits are so cute! But the rabbits' sparkling eyes suddenly turned bright red. They transformed into a terrifying form as a stream of color sprayed out. The rabbits were quickly eliminated. Unicorn rabbit, glass, Tier 1 insect. What the heck? Tier 1 insects are supposed to look much weaker than this. The two girls happily opened the system menu. This shop is evil. It has so many items but no search function. One of the girls asked curiously, how do you find items so easily? He thought to himself, well, I have been using it for years. He just came up with an excuse. Its design is similar to a game I used to play. The girl pleaded, hey, can you help me pick a weapon? I'm thinking of getting a bow and arrow. Afterwards, both of them were fully equipped with their own weapons. Gang Rim continuously eliminated the unicorn rabbits, while the two sisters bickered non-stop. I killed one more than you did. He looked at Yunbom. She was a gunslinger. Then he turned to look at the other girl, Yoon-gyeon, who had been an archer for the national team. He made an assessment. Their hunting efficiency is increasing now that they're using weapons they're familiar with. He recalled the past. In his previous life, Yunbom had become the top-ranked marksman. Gang Rim fell into deep thought. If Yoon-gyeon had lived, she would have achieved just as much. Similarly, the two of them would be even stronger working together. The sense of loss from his past life washed over him. Back then, Yunbom had become a completely different person after Yoon-gyeon's death. Yunbom became gloomy and never smiled again. To avenge Yoon-gyeon's death, she focused solely on hunting monsters, becoming cold and detached after every battle. After that, Yunbom grew stronger at an incredible rate and was recruited into the Sura Guild, one of the 5 most powerful guilds. She was always somber, but she was never happy. Gangrim looked up. They both have good fortunes. They can become so much stronger. He told himself, I have to make sure Yoon-gyeon survives. It's the only way to save Yunbom. I'll help them join the Flying Tiger Guild. He calculated carefully. If I do this, the members of the Flying Tiger Guild who were killed by Yunbom, the Sura Guild's marksmen, will get to survive. With that thought, he turned back to look at them. All right, I'll definitely keep a close eye on Yoon-gyeon. But suddenly, his expression darkened with fear. Gangrim frantically looked around. Only Yunbom was still fighting. Yoon-gyeon! Where did she go? Gangrim and Yunbom ran around searching. Yoon-gyeon, where are you? Yoon-gyeon! He called out in fear. Yoon-gyeon! The girl glanced around worriedly. She just went to the bathroom. Why would she have gone so far? He spoke up. I heard a scream from over there. The girl was surprised. Huh? But I didn't hear anything. He ran in that direction. I'm sure of it. A young voice called out, Sister, Gangrim, I'm over here! The girl was astonished. Gyeon! Yoon-gyeon was down in a pit. She explained, The ground suddenly collapsed. The other girl looked down. We'll get you out right away. Without hesitation, Gangrim jumped down into the pit. Yoon-gyeon, are you okay? The girl replied, I'm fine, but this person... He turned to look at the person beside her and quickly recognized him. John Gunam. Gunam gritted his teeth in frustration. Damn it, her teammate is Sol Gangrim, he sighed. Need a hand? He roared in anger. No! I don't need help from a bastard like you! Hearing that, Gangrim started to lead the girl away. All right, then. Let's go. The girl looked up at him. Huh? We're just going to leave? He and Yunbom pulled the girl out of the pit. She said, He said his legs are paralyzed because some scary monster attacked him. He wondered, paralysis poison? He glanced back coldly. It was probably just the rabbits. The poison will wear off on its own. Gunam trembled at the bottom of the pit, having heard their entire conversation. Rabbits? But they're the weakest monsters here. You didn't have to say it like that, Gyeon. That bastard Sol Gangrim... He slammed his fist on the ground. He needs to know what this feels like. His voice was filled with malice. That's right. Bad people should pay for what they've done. A voice echoed, Do you require assistance? He asked suspiciously, Who are you? The scene changes. Gangrim led the 2 girls to the door. Time to head back. The difficulty increases at night. The 2 of them seemed reluctant. But I've already raised my stats to get stronger. And I've collected a bunch of achievements too. He reassured them. There's no need to rush. It's only the first day. The girl asked, So will you be with us tomorrow too? He made a promise. Yeah, let's stick together until we clear this room's challenge, all right? The girl was excited. Awesome, let's clear this room together. Suddenly, a roar echoed, a truly terrifying sound. That voice was, Gangrim runs towards it. You guys head back to the waiting room first. Yunbom asks worriedly, Huh, what about you? He replies, I forgot a few things, I'll be back soon. A pack of wolves is surrounding Sua's group, every one of them in a state of bloodlust. She fights with all her might. Everyone, calm down, she says, growing anxious as she watches her teammates get attacked. She suggests, Everyone, get behind me! Activating her ability, Woodleaf Arts. Sua uses her sword to block the fierce attacks from the wolves. She refuses to give up. Woodleaf Arts is protecting everyone, Sua reminds herself. I have to kill as many as possible. That'll make things easier later. Suddenly, a wolf bites her shoulder. Blood spurts out. She grits her teeth in pain. If only we had just one more person who could fight. Just then, Gangrim appears. Transferring achievement points and the Firebird ability. The Firebird ability has been upgraded to a Tier 2 insect class. He helps her escape the pack of wolves, Sel Gangrim. Every one of his sword strikes is incredibly skilled and precise. She also helps take down a few stragglers. The battle ends. She pants. That ended really fast. Thanks, Sel Gangrim. Gangrim's expression isn't good. Go back to the waiting room. Why didn't you run? Everyone looks in that direction, confused. Gangrim scolds her sternly. You should have known that situation was too disadvantageous for you. He tells her she should run if she sees she can't win. You're more than capable of escaping without getting hurt, Sua says resentfully. You always say I'm weak, but... He cuts her off. This time you were just lucky. He's so worried he's angry. What if those monsters had hidden abilities you knew nothing about? What would have happened if no one came to help you? The past flashes through his mind once again. Such a meaningless death. The death of the previous Sua has always haunted him. It can't happen again. He shouts, "Were you planning to risk your life to protect others?" Saving others is something only the strong can do. Then he turns away coldly. Don't forget that. He adds, if you let your guard down, you'll leave this place as a corpse. Two girls approach Sua to comfort her. Sua, are you okay? Selgangrim was a little harsh, wasn't he? Does he mean she should have just let us all die? She gives an awkward, dismissive laugh and explains, he's just worried about me. The other girl is surprised. Huh? She adds, but he still came to help, right? She watches his retreating back. I don't know why he always tries to play the bad guy. He's actually a very caring person. Then Sua calls out his name loudly, Selgangrim! Gangrim stops. Thank you for worrying about me. Hearing that, he lets out a sigh. He thinks to himself, well, anyway. The scene shifts to a battle at the third gate. Ice room cleared first. Clearer. Dr. Gojin. Monsters defeated. 10 out of 10. The two sisters seem disappointed. You have cleared the ice room. Someone has already cleared the room before you. I thought we'd be first. I just finished too. Really? That was close, the two say. So, are you going to leave now? Gangrim confirms. I'll stay and wait for you two to finish. He quietly watches the two innocent sisters. No one comes back to this place once they've cleared it, so I can come back later. Gangrim carefully considers. My goal is the hidden reward you can get by hunting all 11 types of monsters. Yunbom pouts. Yoongyeon, stop stealing my monster kills! Just hunt them for now. He still feels uneasy. I'm a little worried that this raid was completed a bit faster than in my past life. Activate Destiny Gaze. System notification. The energy of the White Tiger's necrosis is nearby. The energy of death is near. He looks around. Is someone other than Yoongyeon about to die? The system continues. Worst fate combination. Demonic power is clinging to the fate of John Gunam. He thinks, it'll be a problem if I get involved with him again. Gangrim strokes his chin. Should I just kill him now? Before leaving, he doesn't forget to remind them, I'm going to go check around that hill for a bit. You two keep hunting. Stay together so you don't get lost. The little girl obediently replies, okay. Then he takes his sword and leaves. I don't think there'll be any problem as long as those two stick together. Gunam is standing right ahead, waiting for him. Finally found you. I was looking for you. Gangrim is suspicious. Why? He controls a floating crystal. I think it's time to pay you back. His eyes turn bright red. Pay you back for everything you did to me. Gangrim appears calm. And you think you're capable of that? You bastard! He arrogantly raises his hand and a great light bursts forth. Of course, because I'm the main character. Can you hear the voice of a god? John Gunam raises his hand and summons sharp shards of ice enveloped in cold air. He smiles and says, get ready, Selgangrim. He then launches ice arrows toward Gangrim as Gunam shouts, this is the power of a god! Selgangrim grips his sword tightly and blocks. He grits his teeth, thinking, I knew it. Gangrim remembers what Anavisia told him. The gods will be watching your journey into the demon world. His face darkens. A drop of sweat runs down his cheek. Model, you told yourself you're getting way too obsessed. The system suddenly announced the activation of the Destiny Discovery skill. An information panel appeared above the white-haired man's head. John Gunam, subclass Human Level 1, God's Little Guest. He spoke smugly. I'm the main character. Of course I'm blessed by the gods. An image of a trollish Gunam, kneeling before a divine being, appeared. Those who journey with the gods are called mages. Seeing Gunam lose control and wield his power, the Gangrim realized that the tens of thousands of sharp ice shards before him were empowered by a blessing. His eyes darkened, feeling a small bit of luck. At least this is a low-level god, probably John Wan. Gangrim ran his hand along the blade of his sword. Wherever his hand moved, blazing flames appeared on the sword. Gangrim continued his train of thought. His mana has increased a little, and he's also received a new skill. A shard of ice, covered in a chilling frost, shot forward. An information panel appeared. Skyflower, subclass, human, level 1. Borrows the power of a god to infect the opponent with Skyflower. When the attack hits, the affected area will be exposed to the plague upon skill activation. Gangrim glanced at the Skyflower shard. He let out a soft sigh, thinking to himself, "So I'll get infected with Skyflower if that thing touches me? What an annoying skill." Gangrim decided he would wear down his mana first. Instantly, he swung his sword, slashing a tree trunk, then turned and ran deeper into the forest. On both sides of the path he took, trees were ablaze. Gunam chased after him, directing the Skyflower towards Sel Gangrim. He roared, "Running is useless!" A part of the forest was engulfed in blazing red flames. John Gunam absorbed the surrounding cold air into his hand. He closed his eyes and shouted, "The god's punishment will chase you to the ends of the earth." Suddenly, from within the forest, a herd of red-eyed black boars appeared, charging through. They cut through the space between Gangrim and John Gunam. It startled him. The boars running past couldn't dodge Gunam's ice arrows in time and were struck, collapsing to the ground. John Gunam relentlessly controlled the Skyflower in pursuit. "Sel Gangrim!" he yelled angrily. "Damn it! Stand still, Sel Gangrim!" John Gunam scowled and shouted, "Get out of the way, you annoying pigs!" As he finished speaking, he leaped into the air, trying to jump over the boars. Suddenly, a giant wild boar appeared out of nowhere with its mouth wide open. Caught completely off guard, Gunam slammed hard into its tusk. His face went pale with pain as he spat out a large mouthful of blood. Immediately after being attacked, Gunam fell hard to the ground in agony. The wild boar paid him no more mind and ran off. Suddenly, a gloomy voice echoed. "I came here because I heard a human had been blessed by a god, but he's so weak. I suppose that makes sense for a low-level god, doesn't it?" Hearing this voice, Gunam's glowing red eyes widened. He struggled to breathe, looking up. In front of him was a figure. He thought to himself, "It's not just John 1. Other gods are watching me too." The voice spoke with amusement. "Watching such a weak human is quite fascinating, isn't it?" Gunam gritted his teeth, his nails digging into the snow-covered ground. He spoke with resentment. "This is fascinating to you guys?" Suddenly, another voice acknowledged. "Exactly." All of a sudden, a sword plunged deep into John Gunam's shoulder, making him scream in pain. Gangrim sat on Gunam's back, his hand gripping the hilt tightly. The gloomy voice expressed surprise. "Oh my, he's lost." John Gunam, helpless, hung his head and pleaded loudly, "Master John 1, please save me!" Gangrim yanked the sword out and called softly, "Hey, John Gunam." Sel Gangrim's eyes were ice-cold as he questioned him. "Are you done with your revenge yet?" He pressed the tip of his sword against John Gunam's ear, his other hand pinning him down tightly. He continued, "You've been chasing me for a while now. Since you went this far, you must know what the consequences are." "Right?" Suddenly, from the opposite direction, a small figure ran towards them, calling out, "Brother! Brother Gangrim!" Gangrim slammed his sword into the ground and spoke in a cold voice. "You're lucky, John Gunam." He stood up, sheathed his sword, and issued a warning. "Next time, I will definitely kill you. Get ready." Gangrim ran towards the small figure, his voice softening. "I told you not to go anywhere, didn't I?" Yunbom, as if not hearing him, ran up frantically, calling, "Brother, something's happened!" Yunbom shouted as she ran, "A herd of snow pigs got out! They knocked down Yun Gion!" Hearing this, Gangrim froze. "What?" Yunbom screamed. "He's gone!" The words of a mysterious person suddenly echoed in his mind. "Your destiny, unfortunately, is shrouded in dark energy." The frantic scene of the two of them flashed through Gangrim's mind. Many people have been injured while on the same team as Sel Gangrim. Even his parents are dead. Everywhere he goes, someone falls. Yunbom, seeing his pale face, called out in alarm, "Brother Gangrim, are you okay?" Gangrim thought in fear, "It's all my fault." A voice laced with malice echoed, "I knew it. You, saving people, keep dreaming." Snapping out of the voice's enchantment, Gangrim walked quickly past Yunbom and shouted, "I'll go find him," which surprised the little girl. "Huh?" Yunbom immediately ran after Gangrim, calling out, "Wait for me." Suddenly, Gangrim stopped her. "You go back, Yunbom." The girl was momentarily startled. "Huh?" Then she immediately grabbed his arm and shouted, "I'm going too!" Gangrim suddenly raised his voice at Yunbom. "But what if something happens to you too?" Hearing him yell at her, Yunbom's eyes filled with tears as she spoke, aggrieved. "You told me not to wander around by myself." Yunbom's hand, clutching Gangrim's cloak, trembled slightly. She continued, How am I supposed to go back by myself? When Gion might be in danger, Gangrim suddenly suggested, I'll let you go home if it gets dark, or if something dangerous happens. Seeing the little girl remain silent, he pressed, Aren't you going to answer me? Seeing Yunbom's determined expression, Gangrim relented. Fine, all right. The two of them walked across the white snow amidst the howling blizzard. Seol Gangrim thought to himself, I don't know how Yoon-Gion died in my past life, but she's in danger right now. Then it must be around here. Please, don't die! Yunbom looked around fearfully. The little girl spoke up. There aren't any monsters here, right? Gangrim didn't answer her. In his mind, he thought, that's because low-level monsters wouldn't dare step into a predator's territory. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed. Yunbom asked curiously, What's that sound? Gangrim quickly grabbed her wrist. He said, This way. Just as the two of them hid behind a large rock, a giant, hairy figure appeared. It turned its head and looked toward the rock. It was a level 3 Phantom-class snowman, a humanoid monster, its entire body covered in fur that only appears before humans on snowy days, wanting to fight any opponent stronger than itself. Gangrim glanced at it in horror. He was stunned to realize the figure held in the snowman's hand was none other than Yoon-Gion. Suddenly, Yunbom rushed out from the side, startling Gangrim, who reached out for her. She was tightly gripping a revolver in her hand. She aimed it straight at the snowman. This movement from the two of them immediately caught its attention. Gangrim quickly pulled Yunbom back behind the rock. The snowman turned, saw no one, and looked bewildered. Suddenly, a faint purple aura enveloped Seol Gangrim's body. He quietly told himself, Wait. The system suddenly announced, activating skill, Steal Fate. A sigil appeared, with Gangrim at its center scanning the surroundings. After a moment, the notification sounded, No one has died in this area. Gangrim, sweating bullets, let out a soft sigh. He said, We'll put her in more danger if we fight it now. Gangrim watched the giant snowman's retreating back. He continued, I think it's heading back to its cave. It looks like it's also carrying a snow pig. The two reached a high cliff. Gangrim added, We need to wait for it to put Gion down. Yunbom carefully asked, Do we attack after it puts her down? Gangrim immediately stopped her. No, it's best to avoid a fight. Gangrim tossed a gun and 3 bullets to Yunbom. He instructed, When it puts Gion down, fire this to lure it out and then run straight for the exit, okay? Just keep shooting as you go. Seeing the item he'd given her, Yunbom was surprised. A flare gun? Gangrim carefully asked again, Don't fight it. Just lure it away and run. Can you do that? Yunbom replied resolutely, Yes, I can. Gangrim continued, I'll go rescue Gion while you're running away. With that, he jumped down from the ice cliff. Gangrim thought to himself, With Yunbom's agility, she should be able to escape the snowman easily. Besides, we have the terrain advantage. Yunbom, using binoculars with one hand, saw the snowman put Yoon-Gion down. With her other hand, she raised the flare gun high. Immediately after, a section of the sky lit up brightly. The change, accompanied by the sound of the gunshot, drew the giant snowman's attention. It gritted its teeth and clenched its fists. Just as Gangrim predicted, the snowman paid no more attention to Yoon-Gion and ran towards the source of the flare. At the same time, Yunbom also started running. Gangrim seized the opportunity to run closer to Yoon-Gion. He called out loudly, Yoon-Gion! Gangrim urged her relentlessly, Wake up, Yoon-Gion! He held Yoon-Gion in his arms, thinking to himself, She's unconscious, Gangrim told himself. I can't give her any medicine right now. He lifted the little girl onto his shoulder. I'll carry her back to the lobby. Suddenly, Gangrim looked up in astonishment. A giant snowman stood imposingly, blocking his path. Gangrim cursed inwardly. Damn it! I didn't think there'd be another snowman here. Its eyes glowed red, staring intently at Gangrim. Suddenly, it reached out its hand. Gangrim quickly controlled the fire in his hand, lamenting his own fate. Just my luck. Yunbom continued to run while firing flares into the sky. The snowman's foot stomped hard on the snow. Suddenly, it turned around and stopped chasing Yunbom, surprising the little girl. What? Why? Yunbom remembered that Gangrim and Yoon-Gion were still in the cave. She immediately started firing flares into the sky non-stop. The little girl shouted to get its attention. Hey, where do you think you're going? You're supposed to be chasing me! She yelled in a panic. Come back here! The other snowman in the cave stared at Gangrim with glowing red eyes. It tossed aside the prey in its hand and charged toward him. He thought to himself, I knew my fate had no luck in it. He summoned a fireball in his hand, but as he moved, flames also enveloped his feet. Just as the snowman lifted its foot, Gangrim slid underneath it. He quickly got behind it. Suddenly, a sound caught Gangrim's attention, making him widen his eyes in shock. Gangrim turned his head and saw the snowman that had been lured out of the cave earlier. It was running towards him. Gangrim, carrying Yoon-Gion on his shoulder, was aggressively charged by both giant snowmen. He gritted his teeth and glared at them. Gangrim nimbly dodged the snowmen's attacks. He set Yoon-Gion down. Gangrim knelt by the snowman's firewood pile, his flaming hand touching the wood. He thought to himself, "All right then. I was planning on going for a hunt anyway." Yoon-Gion lay gently on the snow. Gangrim drew his sword. He spoke softly to the little girl. "Just wait a little longer, Yoon-Gion." Gangrim's eyes sharpened as he watched the approaching snowman. "I'll kill you all soon enough." The two snowmen opened their mouths wide, full of sharp teeth, and charged. Their feet stomped down hard. Gangrim held his sword forward, ready to fight. Suddenly, he was startled and glanced to the side. Gangrim suddenly smirked. "I get it now." With that, he charged toward the two snowmen with his flaming sword. A system notification appeared. "Your ability has increased to level 18. The two snowmen relentlessly slammed their fists into the ice below, trying to destroy Gangrim, but he swiftly dodged, causing the ice to shatter. Wherever the snowmen struck, Gangrim evaded. The red-skinned snowman slammed both fists down where Gangrim stood, but he quickly leaped up. He swung his flaming sword as he vaulted over the red-skinned snowman's shoulder. Aiming for the snowman behind, he suddenly jumped into the air, causing it to slam into the shoulder of the red-skinned snowman in front, who took the hit with a dazed look. The red-skinned snowman dropped to one knee. Seizing the opportunity, Gangrim swung his sword, slashing a line across the snowman. The blue-skinned snowman was stunned. The ice beneath their feet, under the pressure of the two giant snowmen, began to show cracks. Soon, one of them fell, sinking into the cold water. The other tried to cling to the edge of the ice. A red streak appeared in the dark space. A system notification appeared. "You have defeated the third-grade demon-class snowman." "All right," Gangrim thought to himself. In the demon world, there are many terrains made entirely of ice and snow. Gangrim recalled when Yoon-Gion fell into a crevasse, the little girl shouted, "Brother Gangrim, I'm over here!" He continued his train of thought. "And they often collapse easily, just like the place where Gion fell." Looking at the giant snowman struggling to climb up, he thought, "These damn monsters won't be able to climb back up." Suddenly, it slammed its hand on the ice, shattering the surrounding surface. As Gangrim fell, he cursed internally, "Damn it!" A series of vines shot out, catching Gangrim. A figure appeared at the edge of the broken ice, watching Gangrim. He was surprised. Shinsua spoke calmly. "If you let your guard down, you'll be leaving here as a corpse. Sell Gangrim. I'm glad I wasn't too late." Gangrim gave a forced, grateful smile and said, "Thank you." Shinsua smiled and replied, "Save your thanks for the one who went to find me." Behind her, Yoonbom's figure flashed by. Shinsua offered, "I'll pull you up. Hold on tight." But Gangrim refused. He told her, "No, take me down there first. I need to check something." Later, when Gangrim climbed up, he saw Yoonbom frantically calling out, "Gion! Yoon-Gion! Open your eyes!" Yoon-Gion lay motionless. Seeing this, Gangrim rushed over, thinking to himself, "Am I too late?" Gangrim couldn't accept it, gritting his teeth. "Is it impossible for us to fight against the fate we were born with?" Shinsua, beside him, was just as worried. Suddenly, there was a faint moan. Yoon-Gion clutched her arm, shivering. Her voice trembled as she said, "It's so cold. Sis, can you turn on the heater, sis?" Seeing the little girl awake, Shinsua and Yoonbom were overjoyed. Yoon-Gion was still dazed. "Where are we?" Shinsua shouted happily. "She's alive! Yoon-Gion is still alive!" The little girl was confused. "Of course I'm alive! Was I supposed to die or something?" Hearing this, Gangrim froze. A system notification appeared. The aura of the white tiger spirit has vanished from Yoon-Gion. The two sisters' bickering could be heard. "You idiot! You idiot! You're hurt!" The system panel displayed, "A destiny has been changed." Gangrim rushed forward, his eyes widening as he read the words on the system panel. "Destiny change has been activated. Sell Gangrim's destiny." Subclass has been upgraded from 3rd grade insect to 2nd grade insect. Gangrim's information panel appeared. Sell Gangrim subclass. 2nd grade insect class. Attribute, fire. Destiny, exploration. 3rd grade dragon class. Destiny, Plunder. First grade Dragon class. Fire control. Second grade Insect class. Shed exoskeleton. Third grade Demon class. Reading what was on the information panel, Gangram was shocked, thinking, no way. I thought there was no way to change a Destiny subclass. Yunbom joyfully rushed over and threw her arms around him. The girl shouted, Yoon-Gion is alive, and it's all thanks to you, brother. The tips of Yunbom's ears turned red, her voice growing softer. Thank you. Gangram waved his hand, dismissing the information panel. He looked gently at Yunbom as she wiped away her tears, thinking, I'll deal with all this complicated stuff later. Over by Gion, Shinsua asked caringly, How are you feeling now? The little girl replied, It hurts less now, but that pill was so big. Gangram smiled brightly and patted Yunbom's head. He thought, The important thing right now is, the girl said with relief, It's such a relief that Yoon-Gion is still alive. In contrast to the happy scene with Gangram's group, John Gunam was running for his life through the snow. The gloomy voice echoed once more. Are you all right? What should I do? What should I do? Wait a minute. I'll try something. Gunam angrily flipped his middle finger at the sky. He screamed, You liar! What kind of god are you? I never should have trusted a sicko god like you! Suddenly, the voice warned, Gunam, you're going too far. He frantically called out, Young Master Tronworld! Young Master Tronworld! Young Master Tronworld! Gunam turned his head. He saw Gojun and shouted in shock, Dr. Gojun! Gunam, stuck in an ice trench, pleaded for help. Dr. Gojun, save me. Cell Gangram attacked me, so I ran away, and then... He cursed Gangram furiously. I'm sure that bastard Cell Gangram is a villain, so stop this ridiculous act about being some hidden awakener with latent powers or whatever, and let's defeat that bastard together. You said we were on the same side, Dr. Gojun said flatly. If you were the main character, you should have been able to handle this quite simply. But you lost to Cell Gangram. Gunam continued to shout, Anyway, he's just a coward, and Gojun sighed in exasperation. He cut in, I thought you couldn't reveal your true power because I was with you, but now I guess you're not the main character after all. Then Gunam was lying on his back in the snow, his eyes wide open, shouting, I told you! I'm the main character, so save me now. Gojun suddenly cut in with a question. If you're the main character, you can get out on your own, can't you? Hearing him ask that, Gunam was stunned. What? He desperately yelled, trying to explain. No, I'm not the main character, so please save me! Gojun asked nonchalantly. You're not? Suddenly, his eyes sharpened as he glared at Gunam. If you're not the main character, then why should I even care about you? Seeing Gojun turn to leave, he panicked and shouted, Wait! Dr. Gojun, don't leave me! Please, save me! Hey, you damn psycho, stop! John Gunam's screams echoed across the snowy mountain. Dr. Gojun! Gangram swung his sword, destroying the beasts around him. Each swing of his sword took down a monster, but their numbers were overwhelming. Soon Gangram was surrounded. After wiping out the horde of beasts, he slowly wiped his sword. Suddenly, someone called out, Gangram, we're done over here. Yoon-Gion spoke confidently, I did it all! Hearing that, Yunbom laughed, exposing the truth. You just stood in the back supporting, sis. Hearing the little girl say that, Yoon-Gion retorted, What are you talking about? You only got the first hit while I... Suddenly, Gangram's eyes widened in horror. He shouted a warning, Get down! Immediately after, someone swung a sword towards them. Yunbom yelled in frustration, What the hell? Who are you? The woman didn't answer Yunbom, but coldly called out, Seo Gangram! Baek Yang's sharp gaze fell on the young girl, her voice laced with killing intent as she commanded, If you hand over Cell Gangram to me, I'll let you go peacefully. Yunbom angrily raised her gun. Behind her, Yoon-Gion had already drawn her bow, questioning alongside Yunbom. What the hell are you talking about? Seeing the twin sisters' actions, Gangram panicked and tried to stop them. No, stop! Baek Yang raised her sword high. Gangram shouted, Unbom! Yoon-Gion! He ran towards the two of them, but with a horde of beasts behind him, Gangram yelled, Stop! He suddenly froze when he saw sharp claws reaching for him. Gangram was suddenly grabbed by a hand, his face yanked back. Thousands of other hands emerged from the ground, grabbing his legs. In front of Gangram was the sight of Yunbom and Yoon-Gion being struck by a sharp blade. They lay in pain on the ground, their eyes wide open, staring at Gangram with reproach. Why did you have to appear in our lives? We could have lived peacefully if it weren't for you. Gangram, restrained, stared wide-eyed at the scene before him. The questioning voices echoed, Why didn't you save us? We shouldn't have brought you into the Flying Tiger Guild. Suddenly a dark voice whispered, Don't forget, Cell Gangram. Yunbom, clinging to his shoulder, spoke coldly. You killed us. Suddenly, there was the sound of rushing water. Gangram gripped the sink, reminding himself it was just a dream. He splashed water on his face to clear his head, then hung his head low, telling himself, that future won't happen. I won't let it happen again. Gangram's expression darkened as he thought to himself, was that a sign that it's getting closer? Recalling the joyful scene with Yunbom and Yoon-Gion, the system's notification sound played. Yunbom thinks you are a savior. The fates of Cell Gangram and Yunbom begin to intertwine. Yoon-Gion thinks you are a savior. The fates of Cell Gangram and Yoon-Gion begin to intertwine. Gangram, still running the tap, muttered darkly to himself, I need to keep my distance from them. Yunbom appeared from behind the door. The girl asked worriedly, Hey, do you hate us? Gangram replied, I just have some things I need to do. Hearing him say that, Yunbom immediately retorted, But Sua is coming too. Gangram thought sorrowfully. They've already gotten closer to Shinsua. I won't have to worry about them anymore. He spoke aloud. That's good. She's a great person. Yunbom said loudly, Then you have to come too. Gangram gave in to the little girl and said, All right, next time. With that, he slammed the door shut. Yoon-Gion looked at the door, confused. Hasn't Gangram been distant with us since that day? Yunbom replied, He must have his reasons. The two went down the stairs and made an X sign to Suha. She said, resigned, There's nothing we can do. Let's just go to the fourth room by ourselves. With that, Suha opened the mystical door herself. Behind her were Yunbom and Yoon-Gion with their bows. The fresh scenery in the Sword Forest room, the fourth training room, left the three of them stunned. Completion condition. In this room is hunt monsters and collect soul gems in the Sword Forest maze. Current soul gems, 0 out of 1,000. Yunbom exclaimed happily, It's a forest this time! Yoon-Gion also added, The air is so fresh. Shinsua warned, Be careful, you two. Something's coming. Yunbom immediately took out her large gun and asked loudly, Is it a monster? Where is it coming from? Shinsua raised her sword to block a falling golden leaf. Her other hand was cut by the leaf as she raised it. Sua said, No, it's not a monster. I think in this room the forest itself is the dangerous thing. A map and a spatial transfer gate appeared. The Sword Forest room is a demonic realm with an endless forest. The terrain doesn't change. Once you reach the end, you will return to your starting position. The fragile tree branches suddenly turned into sparkling crystals in the sunlight. Yunbom adjusted the gun in her hands. Staring at the information panel displayed before her, she murmured, 1,000 soul gems. This is going to take a while. Model, let's check our surroundings first, Shinsuha said cautiously. Yunbom crossed his arms and instructed, Let's stick together this time to avoid getting lost. Hearing this, Yoon-Gion waved her hand and replied, I'm not a kid. Yunbom reminded the little girl, Gangram said we have to stick together. Yoon-Gion said wistfully, It would be great if he were with us, though. Hearing that, Yunbom agreed. Yeah. Listening to them talk, Suha thought to herself, I guess he's really good with the kids. She recalled the times Gangram had spoken to her. You're still not good enough. Are you planning to risk your life trying to protect others? Saving people is something only the strong can do. Suha's expression darkened. She rubbed her chin and thought. He doesn't show it with his words, but I'm sure he's a good person deep down. Suddenly, Yunbom spoke up. There's something over there. Hearing that, Shinsuha immediately turned around. She saw Gion heading deeper into the forest and shouted, Gion, stop! The little girl curiously looked down at her feet. Suddenly, a streak of red blood appeared. Meanwhile, Gangram was resting his chin on his hand, staring at the egg in front of him. He muttered, Good grief. Just as the egg opened its mouth full of sharp fangs, Gangram said in surprise, It's even more hideous than I was told. Information about the egg appeared. Unidentified egg. Class is determined after hatching. It will hatch if cared for over a period of time. Its appearance will change based on what it is fed. I still don't know what will hatch from it. This egg is a complete mystery. It could hatch into one of 6 creatures, an unidentified egg that I received as a reward after killing the Yeti, the 11th monster type. What hatches from it depends on what I feed it. Gangram took a cloth and wrapped it around the egg, thinking as he did so, I already know what I want to hatch from it. I can't just feed it anything. It's not that I'm afraid of being bitten. This wasn't the only thing I received. He recalled the image of 2 Yetis collapsing into the abyss, along with the system notification. You have defeated the Tier 3 Demon Class Yeti. A faint purple light emanated from Gangrim's body. He thrust his sword forward, activating the ability, Plunder Fate. Plundering ability, Combat Instinct. Plundering attribute, Water. An information panel appeared. Cell, Gangrim. Class, Tier 2. Insect. Attribute, Fire. Gangrim said, "Change attribute to Water." The system immediately complied, changing Cell Gangrim's attribute to Water. Gangrim felt a distinct change in his body and his eyes widened in amazement. Water overcomes fire has been unlocked. He looked at the status window in front of him. His reduced stats had returned to normal. Cell, Gangrim. Class, Tier 2 Insect. Attribute, Water. Gangrim sat on the bed holding the wrapped egg and thought, I couldn't even afford a suitable weapon in the ice room because I had to constantly buy food to absorb the water attribute. The good thing is, now I can plunder attributes as well. I'll buy a weapon in the next demonic realm. The fire attribute will be useful in this place. I'll need to change it again. A moment later, he walked through a portal and appeared in the 4th gate. The system announced, Entry check, Cell Gangrim. You have entered Sword Forest Peak. A gloomy voice suddenly echoed, The ice room was so boring. Perhaps this room will be better? It paid little attention to Gangrim, rambling on. Probably not. These guys are still such noobs. Heh, watching noobs slowly mature is also fun. Gangrim thought with annoyance. They started rambling the moment I entered their domain. What's with the way they talk? He tapped on the control panel and said softly, Settings. Mute communication. The mysterious voice sounded surprised. Huh? I think he's discovered us. Gangrim looked on and thought, what should I call these things? Imps? Spirits? Ghosts? Another voice chimed in, He's not even surprised anymore. The system suddenly announced, You do not have enough mental strength. The mysterious beings saw Gangrim's series of actions. They became interested. He's brave. Gangrim, do you wish to possess me? Gangrim frowned in annoyance. Right after the system announced, The guardian spirit of the Sword Forest has offered you ownership. Gangrim read the text and thought to himself, That must be the local god of this demonic realm. He called up the shop window. Information about the Sword Forest room appeared. Local gods are deities that manage a specific area. With ownership of a local god, one can become stronger than anyone else within that area. The demonic realm of that god. But because local gods are bound to a land, once one leaves this place, it becomes useless. Gangrim considered, This room is also called the Sword Forest Labyrinth. I won't have to worry about getting lost, if I accept the ownership. He said aloud, Purchase item. Instantly, a scroll appeared in Gangrim's hand, along with a notification, You have purchased the item, Map of the Demonic Realm. Gangrim immediately unrolled the scroll. He told himself, This is all I need to find my way. A line of text appeared from the system panel. Using Map of the Demonic Realm, you have discovered 1%. A map appeared along with a small spatial gate icon. Gangrim thought, Right now I can only see a rough sketch. The system announced, That small dot is the entrance to the demonic realm. It's been marked. But if I move around here more, then more locations will be marked on the map. The system reported, There are many entrances leading to the demonic realm. Gangrim pondered, Am I getting close to the 4th area? He recalled the portal at the Trainee Protection Agency. He thought, The Trainee Protection Agency is divided into many areas, but in the rooms. After people start dying off, trainees from other areas will join raids together. The system panel updated. The marked entrance has changed to Area 2 entrance. The guardian spirit of the Sword Forest spoke, Gangrim, are you looking for something? I can help you find it if you accept my ownership. Gangrim opened his bag and put the map away. He thought, perhaps they're controlling the number of people entering the demonic realm to put us in a position where we have to fight each other. The guardian spirit probed, Gangrim, can you hear me? Gangrim bluntly refused. I don't plan on accepting it, so give up. The system suddenly displayed a series of notifications. The Master of Myriad Flames has used the item, Trace of the Gods. The powerful message will be activated in 10 minutes. A brilliant red light suddenly shone on Gangrim's face, making him widen his eyes in shock. A muscular man with fiery orange hair appeared, extending a hand toward Gangrim in an offer. The King of Myriad Flames requests that you accept him. Will you accept ownership? A glowing golden panel appeared, surprising Gangrim. The Master of Myriad Flames says that other gods are now connecting. It's nothing. The man with the fiery orange hair appeared. The Master of Myriad Flames says he can make a human with the fire attribute even more powerful. Gangrim let out a sigh. He thought to himself, this is actually quite touching. Because I'm just an insect class. Cell. Gangrim. Class. Insect class. Tier 2. Attribute. Fire. Gangrim was resolute in his thoughts. But I'm still not going to accept it. Despite the tempting offer appearing continuously before him, the Master of Myriad Flames asks, "Why haven't you answered yet?" The Master of Myriad Flames says, "This is an excellent opportunity." Suddenly, a line of text appeared. "The Master of Myriad Flames is watching you." A giant grasshopper appeared. Gangrim swung his sword and attacked it without hesitation, causing blood to spurt out. He took a gem from the grasshopper's mouth. At that moment, current soul gems, 36 out of 1,000. Gangrim thought to himself, I need to collect 11,000 soul gems. This doesn't mean I have to hunt 1,000 monsters because soul gems also have different tiers. The insect tier table appeared. Guide to collecting 11,000 soul gems. Insect class, tier 3, giant worm. Insect class, tier 2, blade mantis. Human class, tier 3, goblin. Gangrim sheathed his sword and calmly walked away. He thought to himself, in my past life I killed a ton of mantises because I wasn't skilled enough, but this time I don't have to do that. Gangrim told himself, each goblin is worth 10 gems. I won't target them. Suddenly he stepped in a pool of blood. Gangrim looked at his foot in surprise. He thought, traces of a trap. But why? Gangrim looked around in alarm and discovered that the area near him was filled with the corpses of giant grasshoppers. He couldn't help but wonder, why is there all this blood? Could it be? A lion's head with glowing red eyes appeared, holding a sword. Gangrim thought in fear, he's already started to make his move. He remembered his difficult past and Suha fighting that beast man, his heart filled with terror. In my past life, I became the target of a masked killer. Shin Suha saved my life because she was also in this area. But Shin Suha... The scene of her sword tip being knocked away, and with it, the killer swung his sword across Suha's face, causing blood to splatter everywhere. She lost an eye while saving me. A horrified Gangrim caught Suha and carried her back to the sword forest room. Terrified, Gangrim ran for his life, thinking, after that he fled and I never found out his identity. It seems like only Shin Suha's group and Dr. June are here, right? He dashed through this forest, his mind racing. So this blood, could it be? After running for a while, Gangrim looked to the side and spotted Yoon-gyeon collapsed on the ground. He was alarmed to see a group of strangers surrounding the kid. Gangrim saw a man holding a strange bottle crouching down near Yoon-gyeon and her pained expression. It reminded him of Yoon-gyeon's terrified face in his past life. Gangrim gritted his teeth in anger, rushing forward and swinging his sword. Gangrim yelled, "Get away from Yoon-gyeon!" The man was startled by his shout. Elsewhere, Gongju spoke in a serious tone. Has the trainee who went missing in the ice room returned yet? Someone answered, not yet. Trainee John Gunam still hasn't returned. Gongju, sitting at the meeting table, concluded, then he must be dead. The person to his right spoke up. I had high hopes for him, since he was the first to complete the Hellfire Room. But Anavatasya suggested, shouldn't we go look for him? Hearing this, Gongju firmly refused. That's not a good idea. We cannot interfere with matters in the demon world, he continued. At the first location, everyone already signed the agreement regarding loss of life. Hearing Gongju say that, Anavi frowned in annoyance. Gongju continued, anyway, regarding the next demon world, someone from another sector has already cleared a room. Suddenly he shouted, it's someone from Sector 1! Gongju said resolutely, the first person to clear a room, regardless of the sector. Must be one of ours. We cannot lose to Sector 1. Yu Sung-tai, seeing Anavi's grim expression, approached her. Anavi, why do you continue to do this job? When you get so upset over a single death, you must know that others will die too. Anavi spoke up. Actually, I was thinking about something else. Sung-tai was surprised. What? Anavi explained. The thing I did for him. I checked the trainees from the other sectors, since I had finished organizing the files. While looking up the information, she discovered a strange line of red text. Anavi recounted in horror, among the trainees there is a serial killer. Back in the sword forest room, Gangrim held his sword to the strange man's neck. He yelled, get away from Yoon-gyeon! The man quickly said, whoa, calm down. Let's talk. A faint golden light emanated from around Gangrim. System notification, activating Destiny Discovery ability. Nam Yujin. Class, Human class, Tier 3. Attribute, Fire. He held up the potion bottle in his hand. He hastily explained, "We're helping her recover. This is an antidote I bought from the shop," he urged. "Please, put your weapon down." Behind Yujin was a group of people from various tiers. Human class, Tier 3. Human class, Tier 2. Demon class, Tier 3. Yoon Jian lay on the ground in pain, panting heavily. Gangrim looked over at the kid, and her information appeared. Yoon Jian. Class? Dragon class, Tier 1. Attribute? Metal. Status? Poisoned. Fever, paralysis. Seeing the kid struggling, Gangrim thought to himself, he's right, she needs the antidote. Even so, he remained wary. How can I trust them? I've decided I need to get him out of here. Suddenly, Shinsuha ran to Gangrim. She explained, "Gangrim, they're not enemies." Gangrim questioned Suha. "Then what is this situation?" The girl behind Shinsuha spoke up. "Let me explain." She continued. "The truth is, he stepped on a trap we set to hunt monsters. We didn't know people from other sectors were coming here. We sincerely apologize." The speaker was Juhierium, a Tier 2 demon class with the metal attribute and the guardian deity of the Ju family. She added, "In any case, we brought him here to treat him. I just got back from removing all the traps we had set around this area." The girl named Juhierium turned out to be the trapper. Class, Tier 1 human. The higher the class, the more traps one can set, which attract prey without needing bait. Gangrim frowned, thinking to himself, that murderer was also skilled with poison and traps. This woman is probably the strongest one in this group. She even has a guardian deity. Gangrim looked at Yujun giving Gion his medicine and thought, but based on abilities, he's even more suspicious. A real lurker. Class. Tier 3 human. Holding your breath will make your body invisible. The effect ends when you start breathing again. Knowing Yujin's class made Gangrim less suspicious, but he's too weak to harm Shinsuha. A moment later, Yoon Gion woke up, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. "All right then," Gangrim said, remaining on guard internally. "Since I don't know who the murderer is, I'll be cautious with all of them." He asked, "Is the treatment finished?" Yujin replied, "Yes, it's done now. Then I'll be taking him with me." Gangrim carried Yu-Gi-On on his back, thinking, even if none of them are the murderer, it's still too dangerous to hang around with people from Sector 4. The four of them made camp in the forest. Shinsuha, who was starting a fire, suddenly said, "It gets dark so fast here, huh?" Yunbom hugged Shinsuha's arm and said with a sheepish smile, "I've never slept in the wilderness before." Yoonjian appeared behind Yunbom and called her a coward. Annoyed, Yunbom shot back, "So you're not scared? There are tons of monsters here." Hearing his sister's question, Yoonjian was pondering it when suddenly a flaming orb rolled toward them. "What's that?" Shinsuha asked, surprised. Gangrim explained, "It helps repel monsters. I got it from the shop." Hearing him say that, Yunbom and Yoon-Gion couldn't help but be impressed. "You know so much." "Yeah, you're strong and you know a lot too," Yunbom said excitedly, proposing an idea. "Can I be your student?" Gangrim was stunned by her question. "My what?" Yoon-Gion immediately cut in. "Hey, mister, me too. I'm way better than my sister." Yunbom got angry. "I asked first." The two of them started arguing endlessly. "And I'm definitely better than you." "Oh yeah? Well, I have 2 more soul gems than you." "That's because you stole a bunch of my monster kills." Gangrim watched them, thinking, so noisy. He cut in, "Hey kids, I'm not planning on teaching anyone, so stop fighting." Suddenly a voice rang out, startling Gangrim. "Why don't you join everyone?" Shinsuha saw Gangrim stand up and looked puzzled. Yunbom asked, "Mister, where are you going?" Without turning back, Gangrim said, "It's too noisy here." He walked further away, adding, "I'm going to sleep far away from here, so don't wait for me." Seeing Gangrim's sudden change, the other 3 were completely baffled. Gangrim frowned, covering his face with his hand as he thought to himself, "What the hell am I doing?" I decided to keep my distance from them. What he did next, Gangrim took out the carefully wrapped egg from that morning. He thought, I still have a few things to do. Gangrim brought a branch close to the egg's mouth, waved it a few times, and then spoke. All right, you must be hungry, huh? Here, eat up." A system notification sounded, "The unidentified egg has rejected this item." Immediately after, the egg angrily spat out the leaves in its mouth. A series of notifications appeared. Unidentified egg requests meat. Unidentified egg is determined to go on a hunger strike. Gangrim ignored it and shoved the egg's mouth against a nearby branch, forcing it to eat. Eat. System notification. Growth status, 0.4%. Gangrim urged it, "Eat more." Gangrim stood on a tree branch, looking down at the 3 below. The mysterious voices spoke up again. Gangram, why did you have to come back? He must care a lot about his comrades. I know, this is called being a Tixander. What the heck is a Tixander? They chattered on. It means someone who looks tough on the outside but is shy on the inside. It's like if you say potatoes are the best, a Tizander kid will bring you a whole basket of them. I get it now, that's totally like our Gangram. Annoyed, Gangram clenched his fist, determined. I'm going to level up fast and turn off this damn communication feature. He sat down on a tree branch and sighed, but those voices wouldn't stop. He could be with them, but once again he pushed himself away. That's just Gangram's style. I, for one, find it rather stimulating. By the campfire, Sua rested her chin on her hands, smiling as she watched the twins argue. Jion, why can't you be more careful? Stop nagging me, I'm already reflecting on my actions. A mysterious voice spoke up. Quiet, everyone. I can't hear what Gangram's comrades are saying. Down below, Yoon Bom scolded, You shouldn't just think. You have to act, too. Hearing the girl say that, Gangram recalled the past with his comrades. He thought to himself, This reminds me of the Flying Tiger Squad. Yu Harang and I used to bicker like that all the time. The image of Sua looking at them fondly. Gangram thought, and Shin Sua would always just watch us and smile. Recalling the old memory brought a bit of joy to his heart. He thought, that was our daily life back then. I'll get busy again, but I think this life's Flying Tiger Squad will be just as lively. Gangram leaned his head against the tree trunk, feeling a mix of nostalgia, sadness, and joy. The scene was so warm and sweet. Suddenly, a sweet fragrance drifted by. Gangram caught the scent and was startled. He frowned, thinking, Wait, what is this sweet smell? A mouthful of sharp teeth appeared. It had also smelled the same scent as Gangram. Suddenly, from a spatial gate, 3 giant bears appeared. They charged, following that sweet scent, rushing towards the trio's campfire. From the tree branch, Gangram leaped down, surprising Sua. Goodness! She called out in confusion. Gangram? He didn't answer, swinging his sword to cut down the branches in front of him. Shinsua wondered, Are you looking for something? Gangram's expression suddenly darkened. He questioned Shinsua. Did any of you leave this spot while I was gone? Shinsua replied, No. Gangram bent down and picked up a peach that was emitting a fragrant aroma. He stared at the peach in his hand and pressed, Then did anyone pass by here? An information panel appeared. Demon peach. Class, 3rd grade insect. A type of peach favored by demons, attracting them with its scent. It has no particular flavor. Gangram looked at the long trail of demon peaches laid out before him and grew suspicious. There are no peach trees around here. Someone left these here just now. It was most likely that crazy murderer. He put the demon peach in his pouch, thinking, Could it be that bastard with the invisibility skill? From behind, Yoon Bom spoke up. Dr. Gojun passed by earlier. Hearing this, Gangram turned his head curiously. He inquired, Isn't Dr. Jun a stranger from another area? Yoon Bom replied, Yes, about an hour ago. Yoon Gion chimed in, Why, did he do something? He glared at us back then. Gangram thought in disbelief, Dr. Jun is the murderer? A bit of vigilance remained in his heart. Who knows what that psycho is thinking? He turned back and said, There's a whole bunch of fruit that attracts demons here. Shinsua immediately understood the meaning behind Gangram's words. You mean someone is trying to put us in danger? Yoonbom beside her also wondered, who would do that? Gangram said, Who knows? But there's one thing I'm sure of. His eyes were full of caution as he continued. We need to be wary of everyone, Gangram told the other 3. Now, I'm going to go take care of all these peaches. Suddenly, behind a distant tree, the man in the lion mask appeared. Gangram had noticed him a moment ago. He stared at the bears, making them look bewildered. Gangram thought with suspicion, I felt someone's presence. But he suddenly vanished. Elsewhere, Dr. Gojun swung his sword decisively, blood splattering onto his face. Gojun thought, This is so boring. He walked deeper into the forest, leaving a trail of blood behind him. Dr. Jun thought with frustration, This scenario is such trash. There are no opponents, allies, or enemies. No gods or heroes are interested in me either. I'm just hunting low-level demons. He looked up at the sky helplessly, wondering to himself, What is my role here? Dr. Jun recalled the twin sisters' conversation. How is Gangram so strong? I can't believe he even defeated the snowman. He frowned, repeating the name in his mind. Sel Gangram. Dr. Gojun was shocked, thinking, He defeated a boss-level demon that I haven't even encountered? And I was the first one to complete the ice room. And he rescued someone. Doubt filled Gojun's heart. Then why would someone with that kind of power be defeated by Troll Gunham in the Hellfire Room? Suddenly he realized. Wait a minute. What if directing my attention to Gunam was Sel Gangram's plan? Recalling Gangram's sharp gaze, Dr. Jun couldn't help but think, what if Sel Gangram is a regressor from the future? Then he would know about all the strategies and rewards, and he just wants to stay away from me, so he can take all those rewards for himself. His eyes lit up. So, all the pieces of the puzzle fit together perfectly. Instantly, Dr. Jun shot off, thinking joyfully, I need to find Sel Gangram. Gangram opened the map he bought from the store. The system announced, current exploration progress is 35%. He followed the map deeper into the forest. The Guardian's voice rang out, Hey, are you planning on going hunting? You've only collected 200 soul gems. Why are you staring at the map like that? This is my specialty. Make a pact with me. Gangram replied flatly. You didn't even bother to tell me who left those demon peaches. Hearing his retort, the Guardian spirit coughed gently. We couldn't see them either. Gangram rolled up the map, thinking to himself, I highly doubt that. The Guardian spirit asked curiously, What are you looking for? Are you looking for the red thing? What is that thing? That's a secret. After a moment, the system displayed a notification. You have been searching intently for a long time. Your senses have increased to level 25. Your senses are being sharpened. As soon as he received this notification, Gangram's eyes widened in shock as he caught a faint scent. The smell of human blood. A faint purple light emanated from his body. Gangram looked around. System. Activating the Fate Plunder ability. Searching for deceased individuals in the available area. Gangram gripped his sword tightly, cautiously approaching the body on the ground. Suddenly, he frowned, his pupils contracting. Gangram decisively swung his sword, instantly blocking the masked person's attack. The two blades scraped against each other, creating sparks and a piercing screech. The system then reported, Number of deceased individuals in the available area, 0. The masked man loudly lectured Gangram. If you see someone down, you should check on them first instead of just swinging your sword like that. He angrily shouted at him, Shut up, you damn murderer! After being struck by Gangram's blow, a crack appeared on the man's mask. He raised his hand and took it off. He spoke, praising him. You figured it out so quickly. How did you know I killed them? As the mask came off, the face behind it stunned Gangram. He spoke up. You understand I can't leave any witnesses, right? The murderer's information appeared. Nam Yu-jun. Class, 3rd tier human. Attribute, fire. Title, The Fear of Life and Death. With a crazed look in his eyes, Yu-jun charged at Gangram. He asked probingly, Right? System alert, murderous motive. Class, 1st tier demon. Absorbs stats from those killed by the user's own hand, creating karma upon use. Gangram gritted his teeth, struggling to fight back. He thought to himself, Damn it. This bastard's stats have doubled since the last time I saw him. Yu-jun put his strength into it, throwing Gangram back. He shouted angrily, How many people have you killed all this time? Hearing his question, Yu-jun laughed mockingly. Oh, so you know I've killed a lot? Gangram's gaze sharpened as he glared at him. He questioned, And you're happy about that? Isn't hunting demons enough for you? Yu-jun replied nonchalantly, Hunting demons is fun too, so I tried to keep a low profile. He clutched his chest, looking proud, and continued, But Lord Nachan gave me this power to kill people. It would be a waste not to use it, wouldn't it? Hearing Yu-jun say that, Gangram angrily gripped the hilt of his sword and shouted, Just for that? Seeing Gangram's expression, the other guy became interested and said provocatively, Why are you so angry? If you had a power that only activates when you kill people, Yu-jun's whole body suddenly became like an illusion as he spoke. You'd become just like me. Gangram readied his sword for battle, frowning in annoyance as he retorted, You talk as if everyone would be like you. But you're wrong. System notification. The feeling of that day is reawakening. Gangram looked at the blurry figure before him, thinking to himself, a fake concealment. He closed his eyes, frowning in thought. A special ability that turns the body transparent. It just makes him unseen, not actually disappear. While Gangram was still thinking, Yu-jun, radiating such killing intent, suddenly appeared behind him. Gangram spoke his thoughts aloud. You think I can't find you? He instantly swung his sword, blocking Yu-jun's attack. Yu-jun praised him. You blocked it? Not bad. In a flash, he appeared behind Gangram, shouting, Are you trying to die? Yu-jun swung his sword down, questioning Gangram, If I kill you, just how much stronger will I get? Gangram gritted his teeth, thinking, I can't let this go on. I've never used it before, so I'm a bit worried. He recalled the moment he defeated the two giant snowmen, thinking, the special ability I took from that snowman. Combat Instinct. Rank. Demon Grade 3. Fighting Spirit boils over. When facing a stronger opponent, the difference in power will increase the user's stats. The greater the gap with the opponent, the greater the increase. Suddenly, a sharp pink glint flashed in Gangrim's eyes. System notification. Activating combat skill. Confirming opponent is stronger than user. Yujun's eyes widened in shock at Gangrim's change. Along with the system's notification, a burning fighting spirit began to form around him. Gangrim was immediately enveloped by a terrifying aura of power. Seeing his state, Yujun panicked. What the? Suddenly, Gangrim's eyes became vacant as he spoke. You're strong. Yujun panicked. What? The atmosphere suddenly changed. As Gangrim swung his sword at him, he thought to himself, if I can kill someone stronger than me. Yujun struggled to block Gangrim's attacks. His other hand summoned a fiery energy. Gangrim didn't hesitate, swinging a fist straight into Yujun's face, thinking with glee, it'll feel pretty damn good, right? While Gangrim was distracted, a sword slashed across his chest. Pinned to the ground, Yujun angrily cursed, You bastard! He looked up at Gangrim, whose eyes were filled with killing intent, raising his sword to strike him down. He screamed in terror, No! Get away! Suddenly, Doc Gojun appeared from the bushes behind them, waving cheerfully and calling out, Hey, Gangrim, I'm here to help! His sudden interruption, catching Gangrim's attention, he looked at the abundant aura of power around Gojun, unable to hide his surprise. Gangrim thought to himself excitedly, another strong one. Instantly, he reached out and rushed towards Dr. Gojun. Seeing Gangrim charge at him, Gojun panicked and asked, Is this some kind of team recruitment event? He noticed something different about Gangrim as he raised his sword to block the attack. He asked cheerfully, So, what am I supposed to do here? Suddenly, Gangrim lowered his sword and said flatly, You're caught up in the wrong fight and have lost your reason. Gojun seized the opportunity and punched Gangrim hard in the shoulder. He shouted, Let me help you snap out of it! Gangrim was knocked back and collapsed. Dr. Jun's eyes lit up as he asked, There, all better now? Watching Yujun's figure fleeing for his life in the distance, Dr. Jun thought to himself, the bad guy is running away. It's probably better to just let him escape. Gangrim took a pill out of his pocket. Gojun spoke up, asking with concern, Hey, Gangrim, are you okay? He probed, We're teammates, right? Meanwhile, Gangrim put the pill he had taken out into his mouth, using a recovery item. His eyes sharpened as he looked at Gojun and replied coldly, Go find someone else. Dr. Gojun, completely unfazed, shrugged and retorted, I like you. The others are just mediocre accessories. As he spoke, he picked up Gangrim's sword. No personality? Nothing to say. Gojun tossed Gangrim his sword. He proposed, I want to be in the top 2 with you. Seeing Gangrim's gloomy expression, Gojun continued, So let's just make up. Yujun, in his ethereal form, flew through the forest. He clutched his face in terror, his eyes wide, thinking, Damn it, I have to eliminate the target, but there are 2 of them over there, and both of them are strong. They'll be hard to deal with. Yujun worried to himself. What should I do? Suddenly, a group of people approached from a distance. The one in the lead called out, Yujun, where are you? The moment he saw them, a treacherous smile spread across his face. He thought to himself, I just need to get stronger. Immediately after, he shouted, I'm over here! When they saw him, they were overjoyed. Yujun, thank goodness, we were worried sick not seeing you. One person in the group spoke up, I saw a dead body in the forest. Someone must have done it. Yujun added, I was looking for you guys too. The murderer is over there. Suddenly he collapsed to the ground, surprising everyone. They called out, Yujun! The group immediately panicked. He's injured. I have a healing skill. Yujun struggled to reply, Thank you, everyone. As he finished speaking, blood suddenly splattered. Yujun's voice trailed off. I really mean it. The person from the group collapsed. Yujun stood amidst the bodies he had just eliminated, looking at the bright red notification that appeared. Serial killer skill activated. Absorbed 10% of the opponent's stats. Karma points acquired. Suddenly, a necklace appeared on Yujun's neck. A new notification popped up, surprising him. The fear of the dead and living is pleased with Nam Yujun's actions. The fear of the dead and living gifts the blade necklace to Nam Yujun. Blade necklace's power activates, increasing strength by 10%. Yujun exclaimed joyfully, Power! He continued excitedly, With this, I can kill Cell Gangrim! Thank you, Lord Rakshasa! Suddenly, a drop of water fell on Yujun's face. It started to rain. He walked past the bodies on the ground. The system announced, surrounding water energy is increasing. Nam Yujun cursed under his breath. Damn it. Rain? A long series of notifications continued to appear. Water energy is incompatible with Nam Yujun's element. Strength stat decreased by 10%. The fear of the dead and living says not to worry. The fear of the dead and living says that Cell Gangrim's 5 elements attribute is fire. The opponent is surely weakened as well. Reading those lines, Yujin thought to himself, the 5 elements, huh? What a relief. Looking at the gloomy sky, he reminded himself, I have to find him before the rain gets heavier. In the forest, Gangrim swung his sword, cutting down a tree. A foot appeared behind him. Gangrim raised a hand to wipe the rain from his face. He thought to himself, just one more tree stump. While Gangrim was distracted, Yujun appeared from behind and raised his sword. Just as he swung it down, Gangrim quickly swung his arm back to block the blow. Yujun's eyes widened in shock. What? You... He laughed manically, attacking relentlessly. What is this? Gangrim's face darkened. Yujun's eyes flashed as he said in a cold voice, Getting weak, are we? Yujun's soulless eyes watched Gangrim struggle to block his attacks. He jumped back and shouted, If I'd known you were this weak, I would have killed fewer people. He mocked Gangrim as he attacked. How could you have gotten this weak? Where did your teammate go? Just wandering around all by yourself like this. At this point, you're just begging to die, aren't you? Hearing that last sentence, Gangrim smiled. Seeing his expression, Yujun wondered, Why are you smiling? Gangrim's sword hand suddenly erupted in a blue light. That stream of power spread out, enveloping his body. Raindrops hovered in midair. Gangrim stared intently at Yujun. The system announced, Cell Gangrim's attribute has been switched to water. Reduced stats have returned to normal. Just as this notification appeared, Yujun gritted his teeth, his body trembling as he struggled to block Gangrim's attack. As the two fought back and forth, the system continuously updated Gangrim's body status, and Yujun's body as well. Water energy in the surrounding area is increasing. Cell Gangrim's stats have increased by 10% due to the bonus from the water attribute. Surrounding water energies are overlapping. Nam Yujun's stats have decreased by 20%. Feeling Gangrim's overwhelming power, Yujun thought in astonishment, What? I thought Cell Gangrim was supposed to get weaker too. He scowled and screamed into the air, You told me Cell Gangrim had the fire attribute. As soon as he set his pack down by the tree, Gangrim's eyes sharpened as he questioned Yujun. Is that what Nachan told you? Yujun didn't answer him. Gritting his teeth, he trembled as he blocked the attack. A system notification appeared. The fear of the living and the dead advises you not to believe the lies. The fear of the living and the dead stated that even with attribute restrictions, Nam Yujun was still stronger than Sale. Gangrim saw the text comparing their 2 power levels. Yujun wondered to himself, is that really true? Distracted by a strange noise, Gangrim let his guard down. Yujun immediately broke free from his hold. He spoke up, I don't know how you managed to change your own attributes. Yujun poured his strength into a swing at Gangrim. Gangrim raised his sword to block, and it instantly shattered. His eyes widened in horror. Yujun quickly rushed in and kicked Gangrim hard. He shouted triumphantly, But I'm still much stronger than you. Gangrim was sent flying backward by Yujun's kick, slamming hard against a tree trunk. Before he could even regain his footing, Yujun flew towards Gangrim. He immediately pinned Gangrim against the tree, pointing the sharp tip of his sword at his cheek. Yujun spoke domineeringly. That was fun, Sal Gangrim. You won't be alone. He thought of Shinsua and the twins, his face twisting into a gleeful expression as he spoke loudly. Because I'm going to send every single one of your friends right after you. Suddenly, a sharp object pierced through Yujun's stomach, pulling him backward. Gangrim was holding that sharp object tightly in his hand. His eyes filled with rage, he questioned Yujun. Who's sending who now? Caught off guard by the counterattack, Yujun was in disbelief. Impossible! Yujun fell backward, looking at Gangrim controlling the iron rod that had stabbed him. He uttered, just with a branch of this sword. Holding one end of the iron rod, Gangrim spoke coldly. It's not what you think. This isn't just a mere branch of the sword. Terrified, Yujun cried out, Damn it! Natanim, save me! Gangrim's eyes were filled with hatred as he raised the iron rod high. He spoke coldly. Too late. A system notification appeared. The fear of the living and the dead has been temporarily disconnected. Lightning flashed across the sky as blood splattered at the same time. Gangrim stepped into a puddle of water, hesitating, and Gangrim's eyes lit up. An aura emanated from his body as he spoke coldly. I have it too. A power that can only be activated through killing. A notification appeared. Activating skill. Steal fate. Gangrim swung his sword, severing the leg of a grasshopper. He thought to himself, the benefits I gained from the demon world this time have truly exceeded my expectations. Gangrim suddenly gasped for breath as he recalled, first there's this 7-branched thunder sword. The thunder sword's information appeared. 7-branched thunder sword, unforged, tier 3. Dragon class. A sword made from an ancient tree struck by lightning. Gangrim recalled the arduous search. I turned this whole area upside down to find it, he thought to himself. I cut down countless trees in this region. I even installed a lightning rod on a tree. An image of Gangrim sticking a lightning rod into a tree trunk appeared. As he finished off a giant grasshopper, Gangrim thought, I also took that guy Nam Yujun's stealth skill and his equipment, and somehow, my fate level also increased. Just as he plunged his sword deep into a grasshopper's head, a thought crept into his mind. Gangrim suddenly collapsed to his knees, clutching his head as an accusatory voice echoed in his mind. You killed them, Sail Gangrim.